True Things Entertainment. Make it clap. Twerk with it. Make it clap. Twerk with it. Yeah. Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl. The way she works her pose, she will make you lose control. The way she shake her booty, she can shake up her soul. Left cheek, right cheek, like a soldier patrol. To get a one-way up a freeway, I'll pay a toll. Every time she busts it open and she gives me a glance, I start the fiending for a session like a private lap dance. I got 100 for a chance, babe, I use protection, so it's safe to slide up and down my pole erection. Time for some action, time to work up a sweat. Plus I bled another 100 that you get soaking wet. On your mark, get set, and I go, oh, easy, baby, I'm in love with a stripper. Get your money, baby girl. Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl. I know some women that'll sex me day or night when I call. They come in different shapes and sizes, some short and some tall, fulfilling all my fantasies by the pairs or the threes. Once they walk into a room with strictly ass and titties, they're a freaky group of women who just love to have fun. They keep it coming, I mean coming till their coming is done. For an extra 100 girl on girl they perform, more than louder than the noise in a cheerleader dorm. It's so amazing how much pressure from the dick they can take. It's so amazing how they take it without taking a break. Let me see your pretty pearl, let me feel your pretty pearl. Make your money, baby girl, make your money, baby girl. Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see your pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl. I'm a #1 fan of the Triple X movies. All my homies all the same, we're all Triple X groupies. Amateurs to the pros, makes me stand at attention. They keep me feeding for the vision of every crazy position. I like a whole lot of women, there's too many to name. My lady hates that I'm a fan, but I don't feel no shame. The way I feel if she was smart, she watch a movie and learn how to give a real workout, making calories burn. When they turn upside down and they turn to the side, every hole spread it open, spread it nicely and wide. I love it when they ride it from the back, driving it far. Make your money, baby girl, Miss Sexy Porn Star. Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see you pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Let me see you pretty pearl, Miss Stripper, Miss Escort, Miss Porn Star. Make your money, baby girl. Make it clap. Twerk with it. Make it clap. Twerk with it. Twerk with it. Make it clap.
You're listening to The Final Note, live with Alex Vincent.
All right, we're live.
Totally live.
We are live. It's Wednesday, April 3rd. This is episode 11 of The Final Note. I'll tell you, these intros are when I feel the most radio disc jockey-ish. Well, folks, we're live here on The Final Note.
Hey,
Hanging
guys.
with me is Joe Davison,
How's
Mikey
it
Wells.
going?
Yeah, that's how it feels to me at the beginning of these shows.
Sponsored by Toyota.
Yeah. The only car that makes sense to...
Right, no more plugs.
Yeah.
Honda, I like it.
That's fucking AJ.
I know.
Honda, I like it. So, guys, it is Wednesday. Yeah, we're live.
Hello,
I got a lot of shit to talk about today, I gotta
Dude,
say.
we had a lot of crazy shit happen.
It was a pretty interesting week.
Dude, you met Mike Tyson?
I met Mike Tyson. I know.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I'm literally jealous.
Did you ask him about his workout routine for me?
I didn't. I didn't have enough time to go there.
He said, "Yeah, motherfucker, get the fuck out of my face. You can't bench me. I'll eat out your asshole."
Say what?
We got all kinds of new sound effects. I'm going to be a fucking tool with these, but no. So yeah, I met Mike Tyson. I did a sports collectibles appearance outside of DC in Virginia, which was interesting. I never did anything like this before. I probably won't do anything like that again, just because it was so business. You know, it's like,
really? It wasn't like
oh my gosh,
flowing like a horror con?
No, in the sports world, it's like everything has a very particular value. They all care about the perfection of the autograph. You know, like a Mickey Mantle autographed baseball is worth X amount of dollars.
Right.
When you get this many of them, it's worth, you know, it cuts down to everything is just very business.
Was there behind the scenes drama like a horror con? How many girls are pregnant now?
No, there was no drama at all. It was nothing like that. It was very business. It was all business.
Yeah.
You know, I met Emmett Smith there briefly.
He's my favorite player when I watched.
I saw Troy Aikman and I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and
so relevant players.
And several several linebackers and stuff came up to meet me and take pictures, and
that's cool.
I met Emmett Smith, who was all business. I was standing there with my Chucky doll, trying to get a picture with Mike, and he came by, like washed his hands real quick and walked past me. Didn't even look at me. Didn't make eye contact with neither me or Chucky. Yeah, didn't look at either of us. He was all business.
Yeah,
but he looked like he could fucking put the ball in his hands right now, and he rushed for 12 yards a rush. You know,
is that a big rush? I don't know.
Yeah,
tell me about sports.
Seem far.
So it was interesting, huh?
I said 12 doesn't seem far. Like 30.
As an average, that's far.
Oh, that is far, I guess.
Average rush is pretty. Oh yeah. So yeah, but it was interesting. I was kind of like sponsored to be there. On the business side of things, behind the curtain of the business element of this. What actually, it's hard to say what actually gets me on a plane to go. You know, obviously, I do enjoy meeting fans, but it's never felt more business than this type of convention. And I had like a flat rate, and then I was there with this father-son agent duo that books me into some shows, and they were very salesman-like, upselling, and which I don't blame them, but it kind of made me feel like a product. It was the first time that I ever started to question this whole relationship of me signing autographs for people and charging them money. Because
I can't wait to do that.
I mean, at horror conventions, there's like this party, family, laid back atmosphere.
Yeah.
When I just have when I'm just there and I'm my own boss, whether or not they spend money on me, I'm still just as friendly to everybody. That's not like the whole point, you know? I mean, it is, but it isn't also. I'm fine just talking to people. I enjoy meeting people that are appreciative fans. That's a big part of it. Of course, I like to make money at the shows, but it's not all about that. A sports collectible show feels all about the money. You know? And it works differently, too. These guys come in and it's all about the back room signings. They might do 20 minutes for the public, but they're signing 1,000, 2,000 pieces, you know, baseballs, footballs, boxing gloves for these collectors that sell them. So it's just very business oriented and a little different. But it was fun.
Did you get Kareem to sign any airplane?
I didn't meet Kareem. I'm sure he gets a lot of that, though. But I very much wanted to meet Tyson, who I didn't even know was going to be there until I got there. You know, Mike Tyson is a very fascinating guy to me.
Yeah.
He is, though. I mean, he's like,
generally speaking,
he's equal parts intellectual and psychopath, which I find incredibly fascinating. Because he does. He says some very profound things. I only had about a minute and a half with him. I said I thought he did a great job on Joe Rogan recently, which he did. he seems to me to be a guy who's very interested in his own existence and the universe in general.
He talks in third person. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean just straight out of ego, though. I mean, like, understanding himself and understanding the world seems important to him, which I relate to.
Yeah, well, of course.
So, yeah, he's a fascinating guy.
He has some of my favorite quotes of all time.
Oh, my God, are you kidding?
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Wait, he wants to eat our children and praise Allah.
He has the best quotes of all time, I think, in the history.
Everyone has a plan.
Yeah.
Until they get punched in the mouth.
But he's a weird case of, like, humanity. He's, like, equal parts monster and redemption for his wrong ways, it seems. Especially over the past several years, I don't know if he's found the humor in himself and life in general, or
since Hangover.
Yeah, I mean, but he's said some crazy shit over the years.
I hate Mike Tyson, so I don't like Mike Tyson, so I mostly wish the worst for Mike Tyson. So I don't get caught up with Mike Tyson. That's probably why I don't like my friends and my fans.
I love that quote. He says, I hate Mike Tyson. I mostly wish the worst for Mike Tyson.
Well, he got it. Good job.
I could kind of relate to that, you know?
If you're out there and you want to call in, it's 973-354-2447.
Thank you, Joe. It's your phone number.
Hey, well, people ask where the number is because we never say it.
No, I know, you're right.
Yeah.
I never start the show the way I intend to.
No.
You say one thing and I get derailed.
Yeah, it's 'cause
what
we're
started
high
the
as
show?
shit.
What started the show was the track "Miss" by a very talented hip hop artist Uzi Dre
and
a friend, a family member. He's part of this Dina Cola family that I've basically adopted as part of my own since I've been down in Florida. But yeah, very fascinating guy. He's had an interesting life. He's got a great tone of voice, and he's a talented writer. There's no doubt, and his delivery is talented. But I mean, the guy's been through some very serious shit. I mean, he went away for like over 10 years. I'm not even sure how long.
I think it was 15.
I think it was like 15, 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, in his early 40s now, and
he went just as Eminem was rising. And I find that odd because I think he would have...
I find prison life incredibly fascinating to me. First of all, that show Oz is arguably my favorite show of all time.
I want to shit on somebody's head.
As someone who is... It's a personal confession. Oh man, I don't have it. I didn't pull up a sound effect fast enough. As a person who is very deeply claustrophobic too, I have a alternate fear of prison that others don't. I guess maybe they do. I don't know, but that's just another part of it. It's not just the keeping your own and being tough and holding your own and all that stuff. And dealing with the time, but to me it would be a serious claustrophobia issue.
Mine would be personal space. I don't want to take a shit with another dude who's sitting right across from me.
Neither do I, but I wouldn't want to be alone either.
Taking a shit?
I mean, taking a shit, sure, but if that's the exchange for always being alone and only being alone, I'd rather shit with someone in the room.
I'd be all right.
Have someone watch you get red in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I mean, the solitary confinement idea to me is about as torturous as it gets. That being said, if I got like a year or some like very doable amount of time, I think I could use it as an advantage. I always wanted to force myself into a space to be creative and all that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I still wish it never happens. But
most people don't really do like a year in prison. That's usually county.
Yeah, it's jail. You do a year in jail.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, for us to go to prison,
I think there's positives and negatives about both.
We'd
I
have
think
to turn a major leap.
You will ask Uzi about it, but I mean, going to the yard, as they call it, as opposed to being in county, I think there's positives and negatives to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're doing 20 years, you need stuff like that happening.
Sure. Well,
all right. Well, that's
all right. So we're going to talk about that with him. One of the things I wanted to talk about this week is motivation. March sucked for my motivation level.
Weren't we supposed to lose weight?
Yeah, but we didn't make a consequence or a reward, so
No,
I gained 5
rewarded
pounds.
myself with ice cream.
I gained 5 pounds in the month of March.
Who
It's
knows
horrific.
what I gained.
But I'm done now. This is
I
it.
just started wearing hoodies every day.
This month I am done. I am I'm changing my ways. I gotta lose weight. I was 193.8, which is just fucking terrible for me. That's probably more than you, right, Mikey?
Oh no, I weigh 210.
Okay. Well, you know, you're also 8 inches taller than me.
With his dick.
So, this is really crunch time. I gotta change my ways. The motivation is one of the... Oh, by the way, folks, our guest tonight is Ed Gale. Probably the most requested person that people wanted to hear from the Child's Play family. He's a very dear friend of myself and my family. He got very close to my brother, and we have very fond memories from being on set. I'm glad 30 years later we're still in touch. So yeah, we're going to call him in a little bit and talk to him about his career and his life. But anyways, what else were we saying? What were we saying besides
I don't know.
that?
I was waiting for you to pass that joint.
Well, we were talking about the motivation, losing weight.
Yeah.
How ridiculous.
You want me to be motivated to pass this joint to you.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Trying to get myself motivated to have discipline. And, I feel like we're all slightly burdened by this fantasy of the best version of ourselves.
Dude, that passed a long time ago for me.
Really?
Yeah, he died.
See, that's
like
a cut
25.
type of bliss that I'm waiting to get to.
Yeah.
Still, I just want to accept the fact that
This Joe
this
has
is what it
eaten
is.
that Joe.
That's basically what it is.
He's
too.
just consumed that Joe, and he's trapped inside here, and he's warm and cozy and enjoys the cookies. So
Yeah.
I mean, cookies are pretty delicious.
they
I feel
are,
ya.
man. But you would think that I have a 3-year-old. You'd think having a little baby, you just lose weight because you just got to chase him around. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't happen, man. I chase her all over the place. I don't lose a pound.
Well, yeah, also you're probably, trying to treat her with like, hey, here's this delicious snack. Oh, I'm going to eat one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you can have a cookie. Daddy's going to have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
One
tough,
for
you know.
A sleeve for me.
It's a combination, I think, of lack in confidence in yourself to be disciplined.
You know
An
where I am
acceptance
disciplined?
of just a lazy present, just enjoying the present without consuming yourself with the future. Which, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound like a horrible way to live, and it's not. But you find yourself in a position where, you're enjoying the present too much, that your future becomes a genuine concern, and that adds stress. And I also think that mental health combined with physical health are the most limiting factors of motivation.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy, or if you're overstressed, or if you're overwhelmed, it is really tough to not take the simple route,
The only place I'm motivated is my filmmaking career.
Yeah.
It's the only place I'm motivated. I will sit down and work nonstop until a script is done. Once I get an idea, I will push a script out, and I won't even do anything else. There's nothing else I will do. I can't. I have to just purge this stuff, and filmmaking is the only thing that motivates me. Anything else, I couldn't even give a shit about.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of it. He yawns.
That's rad, man.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough to whatever your thing is. It takes a certain amount of discipline and work to just keep up with your ordinary day-to-day life, and it takes an additional type of motivation to consider your future in your present, I think.
Yeah,
And to try to get yourself to a place that you're not at now.
I do that now because I think about so I gauge everything by my daughter's age, right? And when she graduates, she's going to be 18 or 17, whatever. Where is that? And where am I going to be at that point? Am I going to be alive in fucking 20 years?
Yeah.
If I don't change some shit, I'm not going to be, man. I don't think. I'll take the way of John Candy.
Well, you're past that age at least already.
Am I? How old
Yeah,
was even he?
they were like all 34. All the heavyweight comedian guys,
Really?
I think, all died at 34, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm 43, so I'm yeah.
Winning.
I
The
get
Charlie
out.
Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably
absolutely.
wrong, but I'm
gonna check that for you right now.
Chris Farley, Chris Farley, John Belushi, and John Candy. I think at least 2 of them died at the same age, and the other one was close.
Dude, I lost it when John Candy died. I can tell you
I
exactly where I
was real sad too. Yeah.
I tell you what, I was in.
He was 43.
Who was? Which
John
one?
Candy.
John Candy was?
Yeah.
What about how old was John Belushi?
Oh, Belushi? Find out for you.
And then check Chris Farley, because
Chris
I feel
Farley
like
was
maybe they
young.
were the same age.
I don't even think Chris
I'm going to
Farley
guess
was
both
30.
34, but I might be wrong.
I don't
33 for Belushi.
know.
Okay.
Nice.
See, if you're a young rock star with long hair, you die at 27.
33 for Farley.
And if you're a heavy-set comedian, you die at 33.
Well, I made a I'm with John Candy now.
That's good.
So I've made it to
Yeah.
John Candy's age, but not his resume.
Yeah. So if you were
That's
told,
the
if you were
frustrating
told
fucking thing.
specifically, if you don't lose 40 pounds, you will be dead in a year, and you have to lose them within 6 months, would you lose 40 pounds in 6 months?
Yeah.
You would, right?
I'd do whatever it took.
If you're properly motivated,
Right.
you can do anything. You know,
Right.
you really can. I mean, the human body can withstand an obscene amount of shit. I mean, just look at Keith Richards. While Mick Jagger
I
is
think
sick,
he's
which
like-
is scary and
He's
horrible.
fermented now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I am blown away sometimes by how much the human body can absorb. I'm blown away by what my body has absorbed, quite frankly.
Dude,
I mean,
I think about this every day.
Horrible food, terrible drugs,
Yeah. What'd you have
alcohol,
for lunch? Pizza. What'd you have for dinner? Chinese food.
cigarettes.
What'd you have for dessert? Ice cream. That's
Yeah.
That's a
For
day
how
me.
many consecutive days? And
All
we're
day,
still
every
here.
day.
I know. So I gotta
get a
change my
kale
ways.
smoothie in there
I
somewhere.
gotta
Yeah.
change my ways. Is the basic
Yeah.
point.
couple bottles of water.
Yeah.
Be all
Yeah.
right.
I'm with you on that one, man.
Well, we got some sun this week at
We
least.
did. That was fun. That
The
was
three
fun.
of us did go out fishing on Thursday. It was not successful.
with Jeremy.
With Jeremy. Yep. It
Who's
was
not
not
here.
not successful.
I caught fish.
I
Joe
a
caught
la-
fish.
I
He caught a
ladyfish.
ladyfish, which is really a bait fish, but they're fun to catch because
Yeah,
they jump in there.
Yep.
But
He-
yeah,
he
it was
got
not
2
successful yet.
cowfish.
It's still a little cold. The water's just cold. I have
caught
a
some
boat
weird
for
fucking
tomorrow
fish.
out of Tampa, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the motivation
Somebody
to get
caught
up
a
in the morning.
stingray. You or Jeremy. One of you.
Yeah,
guys.
I caught a stingray.
Yeah.
I caught a stingray.
Yeah.
Caught a ladyfish.
Should have kept it. Made a fucking wallet. Would have been dope.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe Jeremy. He was like grabbing that thing right by the barb,
Dude, he just
practically.
grabbed it,
It's
like-
like that thing killed the crocodile hunter. Are you out of your fucking mind?
He basically body slammed it to the floor and just ripped the
If it
fucking
killed
hook
Steve
out.
Irwin, I'm not going fucking near it. Come on.
Yeah, he grabbed it and threw it on the boat. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to take 2 steps
like,
over
Jesus,
here,
man.
Yeah.
What are those
Yeah.
poisonous?
Yeah,
The
those barbs
dude,
will
yeah,
fuck
the
you up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We gotta
Dude, he
rush
grabbed
into the
the
hospital.
barb.
Just shoot.
He
grabbed
did. He
it.
did. He grabbed like its tail, like
I
it
said,
was
you
a freaking.
grabbed the barb. He goes, it's all right, man.
Yeah, it's
I was
all right.
like, okay.
All right. If you
Cool,
say
man.
so.
Yeah.
Could have been a nice wallet. Just saying.
Yeah, could. We
One
didn't
shoe.
save it. I guess some people cook and eat stingrays, but I wasn't about
Could
to.
we have cut it up and used it for bait?
I don't
Fuck
know.
that, man,
Really?
dude. Like
There's
I-
laws about different types of things, and I'm not sure.
Some of
Yeah.
the most expensive.
But I
boots
think
I've
they're
seen
kind
are
of
stingray.
throwaway fish. Sad to say, stingrays. I
Yeah.
think you can do whatever you want with them, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Boots.
It's like catfish. It's like one of those
Yeah.
fish that they don't care about. They feel like there's too many of them in the water
We
as
saw
it is.
dolphins. The
We
dolphins
saw
was cool
these
as shit.
dolphins came up and put a show on for us.
Yeah, they sure
like they
did.
were right next to, immediately
Yeah.
next to the boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're smarter than us. I'm convinced.
Yep. They were jumping out. They were like, "The Alex Vincent,
Dol-
Joe Davison of Stranger Things."
Dolphins can
think so.
supposedly use like sonar waves to bounce off of the structure of your boat and be able to tell if you have fish on board
Wow.
based on the shapes of
In the boat.
of the sounds that return
They're
to
like
them.
Daredevil.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Dolphins, you can spend, years learning about dolphins and not
I'm
learn
sure.
everything.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's
I've
incredible.
lived in Florida my whole life. I've known of dolphins.
And
I've only
you
ever
never
seen
had a
them,
close
like,
encounter like that?
One before when I was
Yeah.
kayaking out
Yeah.
in the same area.
I see them almost every time, but
Yeah.
they don't normally come up as close
I
as they did this
kayaked
time.
once. Look at this body.
I did too, yeah,
And
it's tough.
I kayaked.
Yeah.
One time in my life.
It's real tough to negotiate fishing with that. It's
Yeah.
tough.
I couldn't even negotiate the paddles through the Gulf. Because we went through, like, the mangroves. There was, like, this big tunnel out of Fort DeSoto, which is a big, fort here in Florida, folks.
Yeah.
Fort DeSoto. It's an old Spanish fort that's been here for, 200 years. But there's a kayak out of there. You go through the mangroves and out, really beautiful area, and then it brings you right out into the Gulf there. And you got to come back up the Gulf and back into where you got the kayak. And out there, me and 2 other people were kayaking, and these like 4 dolphins come up. Dude, they were bigger than the kayak.
Yeah.
It was scary at first because I thought it was a shark.
Yeah.
And it was swimming right underneath me. And I was like, that's a shark. I'm going to die. I'm going to die on a kayak, and this is my life. Great. And then it, like, popped its head up, and I was like, oh, that's a fucking dolphin. That's just as scary.
Yeah. They're way too
still
smart.
terrified.
They're way too smart to ever go for your bait.
Yeah.
You could fish around dolphins for your whole life. They'll never bite
Yeah.
your hook.
Yeah. You're also not going to get any fish.
They've also
they scare all the
they've
fish
also
away, too.
saved surfers who are being attacked by sharks. They've come in and
they
fought
seem
the
to love
sharks.
humans. They're very interesting.
They're probably studying us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Like
aliens.
dolphin people. Like, people think it's lizard people. It's not. It's dolphin
It's dolphin people.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to cover up in water than it is. You're going to go back into the water, or you're going to go to space. Come on. Think about it.
Yeah.
The ocean is all over the planet. It's most of the planet. Why not live in it and hide in the open? I'm on to you, dolphins. This should have been Laxby's conspiracy theory about dolphins being aliens. Yeah.
So anyway,
So that's 973-354-2447.
yeah. If anyone has any questions for Ed Gale, who's going to
About
be on the air
dolphins?
here shortly in about 15 minutes, we're going to give him a call, which should be awesome. He's like I said, a fan favorite. But yeah, I met Mike Tyson this weekend.
Yeah, tell us more about Mike.
I only had about a minute and a
what's
half
he
with
like?
him. I only had about a minute and a half or
stretch it
so.
out.
I reached out to. I didn't know if I should fist bump or shake his hand, so we did one of those awkward
Yeah.
fist bump to handshake to fist bump unsure things.
Yeah.
But then he shook my hand, and which compelled me to say thank you for some reason. When he
Thank
shook my
you.
hand, I went thank you. Thanks, Mike. And then we took the picture together.
Can I
and,
have my arm
First
back,
of all, when I
please?
walked up with the doll, no joke, he goes, Chucky. That was the thing he said when he saw him, which was cool to me because
Yeah.
it was funny. I was going over there talking to the security of the event, and I felt so dumb. I was like, I'm signing on the other side of the room, and I thought I was from this movie, and I thought maybe Mike would want to take a picture with the Chucky doll. Like, I just felt like such an idiot saying that, and they told me to leave. They were like, no, that's not going to happen. They told me to leave, and then the guy who was helping do the show with me got a call, said, okay, come by now. We went by. He was in the middle of signing for the public, and he goes, Chucky. And I got behind him. I took a picture, which is interesting. 30 years ago, I met Muhammad Ali when I was 5 years old and got a picture on his lap. And 30 years later, I met, these are like the 1 and 2 most famous boxers of all time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was just really cool. Really cool.
Are you going to frame those? You should frame both those pictures.
Yeah. Well, I have the one of Ali framed.
I'm just really sad
I've
you didn't
always
get to
had
sit on
that.
Mike Tyson's lap.
Yeah, I know. That would have been a great 2 for a picture to put up. But I couldn't.
You just had Chucky sit on your
I couldn't
lap?
ask him that. Like, hey, can I
I
sit
did
on
it.
your lap?
I did it again.
Yeah.
My
Can I
phone's
sit on
on.
your lap?
Idiot.
I pulled up some more Tyson quotes. Let's hear it.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I'll eat your asshole alive, you bitch. Oh, anybody in here can't fuck with this. This is the ultimate, man. Fuck you hoe. Come and say in my face, I'll fuck you ass for that. Everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You're not man enough to fuck with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world, bitch. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
It's one of my favorite lines, dude. I was gonna say-
Interesting. I'll fuck
he's
you till
had
you
some
love me,
lines.
faggot.
He's had some lines.
Did you
He's
find
not
that-
always a great guy.
He had another one where it was like, they call me a rapist and a recluse. I'm
I'm
not a recluse.
I love when he talks about fornicating. Hold on. Let me see which other ones I have. I might accidentally play the same one twice. Let me see.
If I wish one of your guys had children, if I could kick them in their fucking head or stomp on their testicles, for you could feel my pain, because that's the pain I have, waking up every day.
I wish he had children I could stomp on their testicles.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander.
I played that one. Yeah,
amazing.
Mike's got some good ones. He's got a history of good ones.
Impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
I want to eat his children.
Praise be to Allah.
I like he says, "I'll eat your asshole."
Yeah, I love when he learned the word fornicating because he keeps saying that.
Yeah. What's that mean? It means to have sex, Mike.
I had a fornicating clip.
I won't talk nice to you and talk about fornicating with you and letting you suck my because if I was eloquent with you, you would still look at me as a scumbag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy made a song out of Mike Tyson quotes that used to be on YouTube. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was just a dude singing acoustic with an acoustic guitar, just all Mike Tyson quotes. It was amazing. I think he did one with Snooki too.
They're always making songs out of people saying ridiculous shit, which I think is great. I think there should be more of that.
I agree.
Especially when you're in the audio game and you want to play shit for people.
You want to find some more?
I had something else that I wanted to play.
Let's hear Mike Tyson say some more ridiculous shit.
This is a little more current here. This was a little mashup I found.
All right.
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, chain them up in my basement.
R. Kelly.
Don't let them eat, don't let them out. 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 4, 5, 6, 50. You don't wanna believe it. You don't wanna believe it. 4, 5, 6, 50. You don't wanna believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. I have been assassinated. You don't wanna believe it.
You don't want to believe it.
No, I don't.
I mean,
believe it. I mean,
I don't believe it. I don't believe him.
Trapped in the closet.
No,
the South Park episode?
No, the video. It's like 5 episodes. It's the best thing you will ever see. I didn't think so, but Jeremy made me watch it. He literally, him and his wife, made me sit down and watch it, and it is amazing.
All right. Yeah. I did watch I'm Just Fucking With You on Hulu last night.
I almost watched that.
Fucking entertaining, I gotta say. At first I was like, but man, it is entertaining and
stuck on
kind of smart
Unbreakable
and interesting.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, and I started The Act, this Gypsy Rose story.
I'm on that too, man.
Patricia Arquette now, two major roles in a row. Escape at Dannemora, if you haven't seen it, is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Between her and Benicio del Toro and the other guy in it. The acting, it's just superb acting. And she kills it on this show. And so does this actress Joey King, who plays Gypsy Rose.
Watch it.
Yeah, it's intense.
It hurts my stomach.
There's 4 episodes up on Hulu.
Yeah, we're on it. My wife and I have been watching it. We watched it all day, actually.
It's real good.
Yeah. Oh, man. It hurts. It hurts to know that somebody would do that to someone they love.
Yeah.
You know? Fucking
Mikey, did you see Tom Six's new movie?
What one? What?
It's the guy who did Human Centipede, who is obviously just interested in shocking people. He's got a new movie called the Onya Club or Onyanya Club or something like that.
I have not. Yeah, it sounds fascinating.
Oh man,
it should just be called the
it's so
Clip Club.
just shock value.
It's the Clip
He's
Club.
so obviously just trying to be as shocking as possible.
Yeah. Well, it's working because we're talking about
the
it.
trailer. Yeah, the trailer is a bunch of women that get together in like a club to masturbate to images of tragedies, I guess. It's these women all touching themselves on a couch to footage of 9/11.
Listen, if I walked in a room and that was happening, I would not have a problem with this.
Well, you're.
I mean,
weird.
I would.
That's weird. I would too. I don't understand that.
Well,
I think it's a similar compulsion to people that like snuff.
Joe, every time I run into a group of lesbians,
they get off
you know
on
what I
other
say?
people's misery or something.
Say
but
thanks for nothing.
To me, though,
they're not lesbians. I don't think.
Well, I don't know what they are.
They're not masturbating each other.
No, they're not. I didn't say they were lesbians, but
no, he did. He assumed all women masturbating are gay.
No, but
no,
they're
I assume they all
masturbating in a
masturbate,
room
though.
together, but not to each
clothed.
other. No, not to each other. They're not even. Yeah, but
to
it just seems so intentional to just be shocking. Like
it's like I'm sad.
It's like,
I'm gonna masturbate.
I don't know.
It's too sad for me.
I don't know.
Tragedy. It makes me horny. It's
That's like a thing, isn't it?
I don't know. Tragedy makes me sad.
I don't know. It seems very strange to me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's a new movie he has coming out.
Okay.
So one other thing that happened this weekend, I'm going to tell the story real quick.
What? Wait, are we doing that? Or are we going to talk about TMZ?
Oh, yeah. TMZ followed me through the airport.
Oh, man, I don't know why you didn't.
I first saw the guy at the event, at the sports event, and he asked me for something about the remake, and he had a camera, but he didn't even put the camera on me at that moment. He was just asking me questions, and I was like, no.
Well, they got to make it look like you don't know it's being filmed.
That was at the event, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get to the airport, and this has never happened to me before. I've met fans that have, like, waited out in the airport to try to get an autograph, but I never had an encounter with TMZ. And, you know, I'm not really ashamed to say it. I fucking hate TMZ. I think it is a smug-ass show. I think this guy's sitting there sipping his coffee while making judgments about people that are accomplishing things that he'll never accomplish in his life is just fucking disgusting. I'll be honest.
Well, Alex, this is where you and I differ. Because I long for the day for TMZ to be outside my house.
Oh, God, I hate it. I hate it in theory.
That's bathrobe naked ball day.
The guy was nice enough, and he wasn't being a dick or anything, and I was not a dick in return to him. But he did, he put the camera in my face, and he said, so what do you think about the remake? To which I said, well, what do you think about the remake? He said, I want to know what you think. I said, I don't know. And he said, you saw they announced Mark Hamill's the voice of the new Chucky. I said, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was it.
Great.
I gave him nothing. He said, are you in the new remake? I said, no. That was the only definitive answer I gave him. But yeah, I wasn't being a dick.
No, motherfucker, I got something better coming. You don't even know
hopefully
about
I was uninteresting enough that they just won't use it, is basically what I'm hoping for.
When's TMZ on?
I don't
Sundays?
know. I don't know. But I really find the show very smug and judgmental.
I think you need to go with it.
I don't like it. I also, I believe that highly paid celebrities have a responsibility to be sort of transparent with the public and to kind of realize that they've forsaken their freedom by the industry that they're in. So I do get it to that extent, but I still find the show smug and obnoxious,
Yeah.
If he wasn't sitting there sipping his Starbucks like a douchebag.
I don't think I've ever watched it, but I'm aware of that acronym, I suppose. But yeah, I don't give a fuck. Personally, just saying.
We'll have all day!
So much rage happening.
That's you from an audition of yours.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I had an audition last night.
These guys said scream.
Wait, I'll have all day. Well, I was doing the audition, and I couldn't remember the line at the end. It was, we don't have all day, but I kept saying, let's get a move on. We got to go. Hurry it up. And Jeremy was like, I want you to scream that at the end of this audition. I want you to scream that line so you remember it. So then we did a whole take where I was just screaming the entire audition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was I just kept that part because it's funny. It was I sent that out to like half my family.
One other thing I wanted to talk about that happened this past week.
Do we need sad music?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, for lack of a better term, my idol was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducting The Cure. Trent Reznor got on stage to induct The Cure into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I find interesting. I mean, Trent has not been shy about his disdain for this elite club of politically selected musicians, and he argued, why he doesn't know why X, Y, and Z aren't in there, well, so-and-so is, or vice versa. And he's kind of been outspoken about it. But I guess he took the fact that a band that was very inspirational to him got inducted as an opportunity to embrace it and go there and speak in a speech, which is not something he does often. But I found it, very cool of him and very good. Obviously, the guy can't do any wrong as far as I'm concerned because he's my favorite artist in the world. But I did find it interesting for someone that I'm an idol, someone who is my idol. idolizing his biggest influences.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the form of
Wasn't he really into Skinny Puppy?
Yeah, he was, and I'm friends with Kevin, who from
like Skinny
Ogre,
Puppy.
Nevik Ogre from Skinny Puppy.
But I don't know,
who I met many times. He's actually a dear friend, and I got to thank him for being an inspiration on one of my biggest inspirations, which was a compliment that he found very flattering and meaningful, which was cool for me. But here's a little sample of Trent inducting The Cure. Sorry for the bad audio. This is bootlegged.
I grew up in a small town, USA, Mercer, Pennsylvania to be precise, where there was nothing to look at but cornfields. It was a primitive time, long before the miracle of the internet arrived to devalue our wonderful art form. And one of the most important aspects of being swept away by this tidal wave of new music was getting to hear The Cure for the first time. Immediately, this band struck a deep chord with me. The first album I heard was The Head on the Door. A lot of darkness I felt in my head was coming back at me through the speakers, and it blew my mind. It was like this music was written just for me. I've struggled my whole life with feeling like I don't fit in or belong anywhere, kind of like right now. And hearing this, suddenly I felt connected. I'm no longer quite so alone in the world. That's one of the things I find so unique and special about the power of music.
So, yeah, as someone who was such a massive fan of his, I found it interesting for him to be speaking the words about this band that I would be saying about his. Yeah. About this music as I would be saying about his music, because it has, since I was 12 years old, felt like it was written just for me, like a weird cosmic connection that I'm sure,
I was like
all his other millions of fans feel the same way. But
with the Bloodhound Gang.
That's how I feel. So it's cool to see someone that you respect so much giving that respect to someone who inspired him.
That's how I would be if I met Jack White.
Well, Jack White is my number 2 in the world.
Yeah,
I absolutely adore Jack.
I didn't get into Nine Inch Nails like you did. I don't know, and I feel like I'm missing something. So I'm going to start listening to them.
You should.
Just to see
it's its own genre of music.
It's like, it's no Justin Bieber, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, sure. It's its own genre of music, honestly.
Is it Meghan Trainor?
And I wish that I could play it for you guys on this show. I really do. I wish I could play stuff for you on this show, but I don't have the
he has that song with the yelling
and I don't want to go down that way. There's all different types of Nine Inch Nails music. Covers all different types. Anyways, we're going to call Ed Gale right now. He's going to come on the air with us. I'm going to play a track for you guys. This was a dude named Lonnie, who is an older gentleman who came into the studio, avproductionsonline.com, my studio here in Clearwater, Florida. He came into the studio with a very stripped-down, basic acoustic guitar vocals song that he had written, and he hired us to bring in musicians and embellish this into a track. And so this was written by Lonnie Speck, and this track is called I've Never Been Down This Road Before. And this was written, basically, and recorded, mixed, and mastered at my studio here in Clearwater. This is Lonnie Speck's song, I've Never Been Down This Road Before. We'll be back in a couple minutes with Ed Gale.
Never been down this road before. I miss the sound of that old screen door. I miss Friday nights watching TV. I miss holding you and you holding me. It's been so long since I've been on my own. I forgot the feeling of being alone. Picnics in summertime back when I was yours. And She has your smile, she has my eyes. And sometimes when I hear her cry, I go and ask her what is wrong. She wants her mommy to come home. It's been so long since I've been on my own. I forgot the feeling of being alone. Without you, my heart is an empty place, filled with empty rooms and empty space. I think we'll go out for a while. It always helps to see her smile. I ask her what she wants to do. She wants to grow up and be like you. It's been so long since I've been on my own. I forgot the feeling of being alone. I know I'll be with you on a given day, but that day seems so far away.
We're back. All right, we're back. Ed, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Ed is with us, everyone. What's going on? Okay.
Hey.
Oh, they're listening to the song. Cool. So, how you doing?
I'm doing great, kiddo. How you doing?
You always call me kiddo. Been doing that for 30 years.
Yeah, it was 30 years ago you were 6.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? And we're still friends 30 years later.
I was 9.
You were 9, yeah. Hey, how old were you? 26 or something like that?
What year?
87.
83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 24.
24, yeah, okay. Yeah, 24 on set, making Child's Play, which ended up being, one of the most popular horror franchises of all time. How about that? Can you believe it?
Who knew? Who could have ever guessed?
Who would have ever guessed? I know. Certainly not us at the time.
I called it.
Not us.
We didn't even know if it was going to look real. Yeah.
Right? Or even make it even to the box office.
I know.
And that's what's funny. I love, the fans. We all love the fans. I think it's funny when what was it like working on an iconic film? It wasn't iconic. No one had ever heard of Chucky.
Yeah, not at the time.
So
sure.
we auditioned. We got a role. We did the work.
Yeah.
I got a resume full of things that never aired.
Yeah.
And
anything in particular that is specifically regrettable that it didn't air?
Not regrettable. A couple of oh shucks, I wish it would have.
Disappointments, sure.
And then there's a bunch of thank God,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Me too. I haven't done much, and I've done enough that I hope no one will ever see as long as I live. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, lot of your fans aren't into porn, so you'll be safe.
Well, you have always been. I mean, since the very beginning, my family has had such a fondness for you. I mean, I think it was, maybe me being young in this role and us both having so many days on set and just trying to get to know you at that time. We were just very fond of you. Me, my younger sister Ashley, my mom Denise, and my brother Derek, who had passed away in 2000, as some of you know. But Derek and Ed were close friends. When he was in the Navy, he came out and visited you. He was your assistant on set.
He stayed at the house.
Yeah.
And then he invited me to do. I think it was like Friends and Family Day or something, and obviously all of his family was back.
Did you get to go out on the ship?
And
did you?
And he's always like, "Don't call it a boat."
Yeah, it's not a boat.
They'll demote me, and I said, "Wow, it's a big boat you have here." And he was like, "He turned
It's
blue.
a ship."
But,
That sounds like Derek. That sounds like
no. We got to go out and they fired the cannons and they did all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Almost hit a civilian boat.
I was reminded this morning. This is embarrassing for me, but it's rather amusing. The first time that we met, I was 6 years old, and I think that they kind of wanted you to come over to where we were staying, the house we were renting, to kind of get to know me a little bit. And you were the first little person that I have ever met in my life at 6 years old, and I couldn't really process it that well. And when you got there, I asked you if you wanted to jump on the beds with me and my sister. Which was so embarrassing.
Yeah, I am.
And then I saw you smoking cigarettes. Then I saw you smoking cigarettes, long like Benson and Hedges 100s, if I'm not mistaken.
Something.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And I was like, he's smoking? Mom. Yeah, I couldn't process it at first.
You want to jump on the bed with me? I'm like, no.
I'm 24 years old.
Jump on the bed yourself. Are you trying to kill me?
Ed, I loved you in Howard the Duck.
Oh, Howard the Duck is a classic.
Oh, man.
When I was thinking about that movie earlier, I feel like that's one of those ones they're going to try and remake soon.
They're doing a cartoon. Kevin Smith is
really?
Thank God, yeah. But thank God they never will be able to. So
yeah, James Gunn wanted to do it.
Marvel owns the cartoon version.
Oh, okay.
So they are making a TV series.
Yeah.
But it's all cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And they're bringing back 5 characters, and I forgot who. The film version is owned by Lucas and Universal.
Oh, okay.
Ironically, although Disney bought
all of it,
Lucas and Marvel.
Yeah.
They bought all 61 or 91 Marvel characters for $4 billion, and then they bought Lucas for $4 billion. And
wow.
I was in the bidding, but I left my checkbook.
yeah. $4 billion. Can I get a 0.01 percentage, please?
Yeah, load on that.
The hell,
right?
Jeez.
More? You want more? But so the thing of it is, the live action version is owned by Disney by default, and they will bury it because of Donald.
Really?
Oh, you think
that
so?
makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
They tried to sue. They tried to sue Lucas and Universal, so Howard would never be released.
Oh, okay.
We had to send pictures of Howard the Duck's feet, his beak, his eyes, his butt, everything to Disneyland, and they said Howard has to wear pants. Because I don't think he wore pants in
no, he didn't wear pants in the comics.
No?
I don't think he wore pants in the
comics.
comics.
Yeah,
no.
But now he had to because of Donald, and it was a big deal.
Well, I'd rather see him with pants on anyway.
Yeah. Which was more challenging for you, Ed? Between Chucky and Howard?
Well, Howard the Duck was my very first anything.
Yeah.
My very first audition. My very first rejection.
What was that audition? Please tell me what.
Yeah, what was that audition like?
Oh, it's all physicality.
Sure.
A lot of little people auditions are, can you stand on your head? Can you run? Can you jump? Can you fall? That kind of thing. So with Howard, it was very, running and jumping and, things like that. And we went out to Bob Yerke's. He's got to be gone by now. Bob Yerke's. He trained all of the Circus of the Stars, if you remember that TV show.
Yeah.
And he did all, training. And so he was training with us. And we were on a trampoline with a harness on. I had no clue what he was going to do, and he didn't tell anybody. He said, run from one end of the trampoline to the other. Well, obviously now, my age, no, but I'm 24 then.
Yeah.
So I run from one end of the trampoline, and he pulls this rope, and I go up at least 10 or 15 feet.
Yeah.
I want to say 55, but about 10 or 12 feet. Turned blue, damn near passed out. And I said, get me off of this. I said, what in the fuck is the matter with you? And everybody looked at me like, that's Bob Yerkes. No, that's a dumbass. And I was a diva from day one.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't take a little person and jerk them off the ground. You're going to hurt our necks. You're going to hurt our backs. You let us know, and then we can tell you what you can do. Well, the next guy in line, he runs and does the same thing. Broke his neck.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Broke his neck, and immediately got a letter. Immediately got a letter from George Lucas saying he is not an employee of Lucas. He doesn't know that. And wow. But you can't blame Lucas. That was his lawyers. They got to do that shit.
Yeah.
But he was in a halo, and he was everything. This kid was fucked up. And I don't. You can change my voice. You can dink around with this. You can cut me out of your picture or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't endanger me.
No, hell no. Hell no.
And so, but then I ended up having a couple of stunt doubles, because I couldn't do that ultralight airplane. Oh Lordy God.
Yeah.
Scared to hell. I was like, shit. I'm 24 years old. You put me in that airplane. I was a 12-year-old girl.
You don't fly. You don't fly to this day. I know, and I'll tell you, I'm almost.
Well,
I'm almost there with you. I'm almost over it. Well, I almost don't want to get on another plane again as long as I live. I hate it.
We were on a plane. I worked with John Candy,
yeah.
and I loved the fact that on Spaceballs, and he had the credibility to not fly, and the money, or he could command the money.
Sure.
The tour buses and limousines.
Yeah, yeah.
And
he didn't like to fly either, huh?
Oh, he couldn't. He terrified.
Yeah.
And what I said to myself one day, I said, I want to be that comfortable.
Yeah, sure. To tell someone, no, I'm not getting on a fucking plane. No way.
Yeah, I can choose my roles by the location.
Yeah.
Because once you shoot in the polar ice caps above Alaska, or in August in Yuma, Arizona, Chicago in January with you on Child's Play.
Yeah.
Up in northern Canada, for Simon Birch, you do those freezing and burning hot. You're like, no, I want to be able to. And I reached that level. I'm very blessed and very proud.
Yeah.
And when 9/11 came along, I told my agent, I said, I'm not flying anymore. And she goes, none of us, nobody's flying anymore.
Yeah.
And of course,
that was a good time to come up with that rule. There's no doubt. Yeah.
Right?
People couldn't really hold it against you at that point.
Right. And then being the great white intelligent great race of white people, they're right back to flying in 9 days like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I know.
And, I got an audition and no audition, hired on site, just hired on the phone, send him over. And they said, well, they need my social security card and my passport. I said, for what?
Mm-hmm.
And, it shoots in Vancouver. Oh, I said, okay. I talked about, the bus or private car. They said, no. They're going to do it, tomorrow or something. So they're going to fly you up there.
Oh, God.
I said, if you lost your mind, I said, I don't fly.
Yeah.
Oh, we know. Everybody said that. You're fine. I said, I'm not flying.
Yeah.
And then, ironically or coincidentally, in the last few years, I've developed restrictive lung disease, non-smoke related.
Yeah, which
lung
you
disease.
did smoke
So
for a
now
while, so there's some irony in that too. Yeah.
Well, no, I smoked for 30 years,
Yeah.
and my lungs are absolutely clean. But I saw one little dot on my lung when they took an X-ray for a different reason, and I asked the doctor, I go, "What's that?" He goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it." I said, "That's my lungs."
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
care
worry
about
about it. You don't worry
Yeah,
about
you
it.
don't
I'm
worry.
worrying about it.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're a kidney doctor, but you got a picture of my lungs. Tell me a story,
Yeah.
okay? And he said, "It's something that obviously we would look at as small. We would look at to see if it's growing, and
Wait, I missed all that. Ed, say that again.
Great, the only thing that ever
Yeah, say that again.
had cancer in my lungs.
Oh.
Nothing else grew.
Wow.
I said, my luck. I said, my luck. The only thing that's going to grow on me. Sir.
Well, at least you still have a good sense of humor. My mother has gone through. My mother's gone through two bouts of lung cancer now. My mom's gone through 2 bouts of lung cancer now, including this last was stage 4.
Really?
I stayed so increasingly confident through all of it. I just felt like she was going to be okay, and thankfully she is so far. So you've been
stage 4, and she's fine.
Ed, you've been tough your whole life, so you just got to stay tough.
She's a tank. She's got 3 kids, so she's
yeah.
a tank.
What
was Bones like? You were on Bones.
All right, what was Bones like?
Because that's one
You've
of my
done a
favorite
bunch of good
shows.
TV spots. You've been lucky. You've worked your way
Loved
into a bunch of cool things. You were on Norm as Pikachu. I saw that in your credits today. I think that's awesome. That's awesome.
That was fun.
So what was Bones
I hit
like?
it off with Lloyd Metcalf on that show. I loved her. And,
Yeah.
Norm, I don't think he didn't really talk.
Yeah.
Bones,
Oh, you're like Pikachu.
Emily and David. Emily was like approachable and friendly. And, she invited me into the motorhome. I had 2 boys with me from Slovakia that I sponsored them for some film school.
Oh, cool.
And I said, you guys can come and, to do that school that you want to do.
Yeah.
I said, you have to understand, I'm an actor. I could be working every day you're here and not a minute.
Yeah.
And I coincidentally booked Bones, and I got to take them with me on the set, and they were like, this is what we're here for, and they loved it.
Synergy,
and I
man.
got them, they got more close-ups than me.
How was David? How was working with David?
Professional, not approachable.
Right.
Okay. All business.
Regular, very, very tight-lipped business kind of person.
Yeah.
And I just, I walked up and said hi to him, and he's like, nods his head, like, don't, say hi, but I'm not gonna. Versus Emily, oh hi, how you doing?
Super sweet.
How your shoes fit? How's your shoes fit? They're not too tight, because I know you were worried about that. How the fuck did she find out I was worried about that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
And just inviting.
It's basically their show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically run that. Or did. It's over
now.
now.
He's doing. Is he doing the remake of Buffy or something? I forgot what he was doing.
I don't know. Right now he's working on SEAL Team 6. I only know that because my good friend is the location manager in LA for SEAL Team 6. And it's his show.
SEAL Team 6? What's that?
It's based on those I guess the Marines over in Bosnia or whatever who all got killed.
Okay.
It's like their unit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's set in Bosnia, Libya.
Ed, you're part of this Child's Play family, which over the past 30 years has spread out and included many different people at this point, and I do think that's one of the most interesting.
Not necessarily.
No, you are part. You are absolutely part of it. On a personal level, hey, I got booted out of the series after part 2. You had your films and then weren't in them anymore, which sucks, and it sucked for me at the time too. But you are always in the family, and everyone involved on a personal level is very, very fond of you. And what's interesting to me is that this role kind of splintered off so many people's lives in different directions. And I know that it was an influential part of your career and a big credit, no doubt. But if you had to go back, and I know you're retired now, and I wanted to ask you about your retirement, but if you did have to go back, and this was a question one of the fans sent in, and the fans are so fond of you, and so they, people ask me constantly when I'm going to have you on. So, and this is a stupid show with not that many listeners, but the listeners that are there were contacting me saying, have Ed Gale on. And I was waiting for the right time.
All 8 listeners wanted me?
Yeah, even a little more than that, honestly.
Yeah, one sent a picture.
A high percentage.
We won't show you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe we will. I don't know.
But one of the fans asked if you did have to go back and re-portray one of the characters that you've played in your career, and you only got to do one of them, who would it be?
I would say the little man in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
That's a great answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
I would negotiate, make sure I got more than one line.
Yeah, sure.
And if I got a chance to redo Child's Play,
yeah,
I would make sure they recast you. Oh, no, wait
thank
a minute.
you. We'd be the stars if it were up to us. There's no doubt we'd take over this new series. But
right.
Well, that's cool.
I would make them. I would make them stick to their contractual obligation.
Yeah.
With my credit as Chucky,
Yeah.
not stunt double.
Yeah.
They listed me. They changed it because my contract says Chucky.
Yeah.
And Brad Dourif says voice of Chucky. And they credited me as double, one-time stunt double.
Yeah.
And something else. And that was a way for the producers to not pay me A-status residuals.
Yeah.
And, of course, one phone call to SAG, and they paid me full residuals plus penalty.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, that's good.
I don't play. I don't fuck with my money.
No, you don't play. There's no doubt you don't play. I know that. So
and the same as the fire stunt.
I was going to ask you about that fire stunt. I was on set for everything. People ask me all the time, were you afraid? Obviously, the number one question in my life was if I had nightmares and if I was afraid. And I was not afraid of anything. I thought the robot was amazing and the puppet, was incredible. And I loved watching Kevin work and those puppeteers work. And I was so intrigued on how they were going to make this look real because it so didn't look real in person. But the one thing that I did not want to see was them set you on fire. And that was because of my affection. Is that the one and only fire stunt you did in your career?
No, I did 3 for Chucky and I did 1 for Leprechaun 3 in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Was any one of them more frightening than the others?
I would imagine.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. Oh, okay.
Well, Leprechaun because I was on fire on wires.
Oh man!
Wow.
And the stunt coordinator offered me like $1,700 to $2,000, and when he told me that there's going to be, it's like a Vegas casino, and it's going to be full of people, actors, of course. And I said, you are not setting me on fire. And up in the air, it would be okay if I was on the ground.
Yeah.
Up in the air over 75, whatever, 200 extras. It's not happening. Well, that's the way the producer wants it. That's the way we're going to do it. So, as I just simply did what I normally do and walk off the set. I'm good at that. And, I lived in San Clemente, which is about 80 miles away, and I drove home. And then the producer called me, and he goes, do we have a problem? I said, no problem at all. I'm home having dinner. What you got? And he said, no. And I forgot the stunt coordinator's name, and I wouldn't say it if I did. Let's just say John.
Yeah.
And he said, well, talking to John, and, he said this and that. And I said, I'm not burning on a fire suit full of rubber cement.
Oh my God.
Okay. If I throw rubber cement at you, Alex.
Yeah.
Other than my bucket list, it if you would immediately, it would stick to you, and you would throw it to someone else, like hot potato, the game.
Yeah.
And it would burn everything and everyone it ever touched.
Oh. So
And,
why was
you know,
this
I'm not
ever a
having
consideration
any-
to begin with? Yeah.
No, the producer said, "What? There's nobody in there. I can't." No.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, John told me that." He goes, "He's crazy." And I said, "Well, you know," he goes, "What can I do to get you back?" And I said, "So I'm not doing it for $2,000." I said, "Double."
Yeah.
He said, two. I gave John 8.
Oh, quadruple it.
And I said, "Wait a minute.
Cut it in half and double it."
You're willing to pay me 8 and he 2? I want 12.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Keep up in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And he said, "See you Monday."
There you go.
Oh, man. I
See you Monday. Set me on fire on Monday.
Do you manage actors? Because I need you as a manager.
Yeah, you're a hell of a negotiator.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, the first time we did it, you know, we went up in the air and I blanked out just because it was like going on a roller coaster the first time, you know.
I bet.
And because the fire, I had that down pat. Chucky did that for me. You know, the wires I had down pat with Howard and Birdie from McDonald's. You know, yada yada yada.
You were Birdie?
There you go. His credits don't end. His credits don't fucking end. Just go to his IMDb page is like one after another of insane projects that he's gotten to work on. It's awesome.
But I only did when Birdie flew.
Yeah.
That one time only, one commercial.
But
that was a godsend.
Birdie.
I remember the commercial.
Yeah, Birdie, the early bird,
learns
to fly.
She flies in, yeah.
Longest title out there.
Yeah.
Have you done any commercials, Alex? I feel like an idiot.
I only did before Child's Play. After Child's Play, I felt like too big of a star, and I didn't like that fake kind of acting, so I stopped doing them. But before I did one Crunchy Stars commercial. I did a Hess toy truck commercial, and then I did a Crunchy Stars. It's one of those off-brand cereals, Crunchy Stars, not even Crunchy Stars. And they replaced my voice. I had one line, "My compliments to the chef," and they replaced my fucking voice. Nice. I guess I didn't say it right.
The Coen brothers replaced my voice with fucking munchkin on helium.
Oh.
And,
I love that you were in Spaceballs too. You've been very fortunate to be in some very big cult films with die-hard fans.
Role.
Yeah.
My first speaking role, ding ding,
ding 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 ding. Yeah,
dude,
I remember being a kid and picking you out and being like, "There's Ed, there he is." Yeah, it was fun. You know, you
McDonald's was my.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. McDonald's was.
Howard the Duck and McDonald's were my, lottery tickets into this business, and
I'm sure McDonald's paid well too.
Well, the thing of it was, Alex, is it was one of their rare 60-second, what they call 60-second film, because it took a week to make.
Yeah.
And then so having a national commercial run for 60 seconds is not bad.
Not at all.
Then they cut it into 2:30s. So now I have 3 commercials running, a 60 and 2:30s. Then they cut it into 4:15s. So now I have 7 commercials running.
So that's even better. The more they cut them and split them, the better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then it went worldwide. And it was on for a couple of years, off for a year, and then when it comes back, it's a rebuy. And so they rebuy you. Your agent can name the price, and et cetera, et cetera. So that one cleared me about $50,000.
Wow. It shows you why nowadays so many A-listers are doing commercials.
Commercials
are
worth it.
My mother says all the time that when I got into acting, our real goal, Child's Play was amazing to get, but our real goal was just to do a national commercial. That as a kid actor in New York City, that's the dream, really. One national commercial kind of really gets you going.
Well, for you, a college fund.
Well, yeah,
I did a Florida lottery.
What I tell everybody, if you want to pursue acting in Hollywood to get all the chicks and all the money, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You
got to set your goals lower.
All I want to do All I want to do is do a film or two and buy my mama a house.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You have to be very selfish and think only about you and only about you. And once you do that and that you become successful, then you can buy a house for your mama.
Yeah.
But a broke ass you ain't buying nothing.
Nothing. No.
You tell everybody, your family's like, oh my God, you just did $1 million picture.
Yeah.
Do I owe you? No, I don't owe you. I don't owe you nothing.
Nothing.
I would love to help you. I'd like to share with you. But you come at me like I owe you? Oh, you got to learn the difference between here and gone real fast. But I also tell kids, I said, what you want to do is you want to get into Hollywood, get in the pictures or theater or whatever, make as much money as you possibly can, get the hell out.
Get the hell
Buy
out.
a restaurant or
yeah.
a sound studio.
I'm with you. Move down to Florida. Get a whole bunch more for your money than you'll ever get in L.A.
Yeah,
and,
or New Mexico.
And settle down and be comfortable. Honestly,
You're
yeah.
from Michigan, right?
My aspirations, if I ever do kind of dip back into that industry, people, it's funny. When I say political shit online that people don't enjoy, their quickest way to attacking me is by calling me a Hollywood liberal, saying I'm desperate for fame, but I'm a has-been, blah, 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 blah.
No.
And
I'm a diehard Republican, and I like to snap it, but I don't use fucking, you're died in a war. What?
Yeah. Well, people use that as a default
I just say
insult.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
I just say you're wrong and you're a Democrat. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't pick on shit that what the hell's it got to do with what you do?
I know. Well, that's the default. That's kind of one of the default complaints from the other side, which it's just a version of calling me a sheep or whatever and thinking that I'm following. But my response to that, is always kind of the same. Like, I left acting when I was not to just defend myself, but I left acting when I was 13 years old. If I was desperate for fame, I would be in the gym constantly and sending in audition tapes or auditioning 24/7. I haven't been on an audition since 1993 because I don't want to be famous. So, that has absolutely nothing to do with the validity of my opinions,
That was me.
Yeah.
How many pictures, if you look on the internet, how many pictures can you find of me at the red carpet premieres?
No, you weren't trying to be in the spotlight. You were just trying to make a living for yourself. Yeah.
I didn't want to be a star. I wanted to be a steady working actor.
Yeah.
Which is harder.
And it's hard to differentiate the two. Sometimes you can't be one without the other, but,
Well, I mean, how many actors do you know that made like one film and became very famous?
Yeah.
Vern Troyer.
Yeah, sure.
Napoleon Dynamite, that kind of people.
Yeah.
Lovely people, but they just did one thing.
That fizzles out pretty quick.
How many people you know have done 130 films?
Yeah.
I'd rather be the guy that did 50
You had
films.
consistency, though. I mean, you've been working in projects for 30 years, and you said you retired in 2009, but you have like 9 IMDb credits since then. So you keep getting involved in something here and there.
Do you get to charge a premium if you say you're retired?
Never done anything. I haven't done anything since 2009, but
they take your footage or something, right? Yeah.
No. It's films and things that we shot in 2006, 7, or 8.
Oh, that are just coming out late. Sure. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
10 or 11. You know, but.
So what do you think of retirement life? Are you happy to be retired?
I was happy, but I only retired for a year.
Yeah.
And then in 2009, and then in 2010 I had a near fatal seizure.
Oh man.
And then I've been pretty much on disability, and then I developed restrictive lung disease, and then I've just developed all these, everything you can think of.
Yeah.
Cervical myelopathy, my throat is shrinking, and scoliosis, blah blah blah. Oh, in 2014 I was diagnosed with dwarfism. Did you know that?
Really?
Wow.
You don't say.
Yeah.
No way.
Did you look at the doctor and be like, wow, this is what this is?
Yeah, no, they mailed it to me. They had to mail me all of my diagnoses.
It took them a while to come up with that.
Yeah. What do you think
guys? I was like,
You were too.
I'm like, what do I do with that?
You were too tall for Chucky, though. I mean, that can't be, unsaid. You were too tall for the doll. So much so that my sister Ashley actually put on the outfit.
Oh, please.
She got one scene at least. But it was the first time you see Chucky in motion. And I often tell a joke.
Look at her
Go ahead.
Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
Her eyes at the time looked just like Chucky. They were bright blue.
Yeah, I know. Bitch, trying to take my job, please.
My mom doesn't show up on the set one day, and my dad's putting my sister in as Chucky in a scene.
Right.
But yeah, she played Chucky, and the first time you see Chucky in motion is actually my sister.
Yeah.
And I often tell a joke. Yeah, where I say she's really running with it. She's starting a band called First Chucky. Oh my God! Some people get that.
But I'm fine.
So, anyways,
that ought to be good, and then I can be out front protesting.
Yeah. Ed, thank you so much for coming on with us. I've been playing a little short, stupid little game with everybody that I've interviewed. It's just like 10 "Have you ever" questions for us to all get to know you a little better. All right, so I'm going to shoot them at you.
Can I ask you one quick favor?
Yeah, of course.
I have a really good fan of mine and yours.
Yeah.
Originally from Vietnam. He's now a citizen here. His name is Kit Pham, P-H-A-M.
Yeah.
Kit Pham. He's sitting right here next to me. And we just would love to say hello.
Oh, Kit, we appreciate it. See how good of a dude Ed is?
That's awesome.
This is why your fans love you. This is why your fans are so
Thanks, Alex.
dedicated to their support for you, and you deserve all of it.
Is it Kip? Is that your name?
And
Kip, what's up, buddy?
Ed, I know.
Alex.
What's up, man? Oh, you're here.
I can stand with you. I'm good.
Oh, you're here.
I am with Ed. Yeah, with Ed right now.
Oh, cool,
we're just
man.
hanging out, and I'm listening to you. To your interview right now, and it's awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
And thanks.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
bud.
you, Alex.
Oh, we
Keep
appreciate
watching,
it,
buddy.
We love it.
Oh yeah, we will. He'll check it out. All right, shoot him at me.
Thanks, man. All right, 10 quick "Have you ever" questions. Have you ever made a fake social media page?
No.
Have you ever spent a night in jail?
A whole night?
All right, I'll take that as an answer. Have you ever gotten injured while filming?
Yes.
Have you ever blacked out from alcohol?
Many times.
Who's counting?
Have you ever? Maybe I know you've been with Maynard for a long time, but have you ever been on a dating app or service?
That's how Maynard and I met.
Oh, there you go.
We met on gay.com.
Awesome.
That's gay.com. Thank you
Gay.com?
for the sponsorship. Yep.
That's pretty straight to the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Don't beat around the bush there.
Yeah, I didn't know what kind of a website it was, so I had to check it out.
Thought it was just a bunch of happy people getting together.
And we've been together 17 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's a sweet guy too. I was happy to do that show with you guys out in Hollywood, even though we sat there on our hands all weekend. Have you ever met an idol of yours?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Robin Williams.
What was meeting
John
Michael
Candy.
like? I gotta ask. What was meeting Michael like? What was that like?
It was beyond surreal.
Yeah, I bet.
because he had asked to meet me.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, he saw Howard the Duck running across the parking lot at Lucasfilm, and he was there editing Captain EO. And he's a child at heart, and he said, "I want to meet the person inside the suit." And
wow.
So they, it was awesome.
I met Mike Tyson over the weekend.
Speaking of Michaels,
I saw it on you. I just saw it. How is he?
He was nice. He was very nice. We only had a short period of time, but he was cool. The first thing he said when I walked up with the doll was "Chucky," kind of just like that.
Right.
All right.
It's amazing how humble broke people get.
Yeah, right. I know. I said this too. I'll never meet someone in my entire life who has spent more money than that man. They say he spent $500 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spent.
That's not including his house and cars. That
Spent.
He still
Guys
has.
buying Tigers and shit, giving away Bugattis.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more questions. Have you ever tried a hallucinogen? Mushroom.
I don't know what they make. That means.
Like
mushrooms, LSD.
mushrooms, acid, ecstasy.
No.
Okay, that's good. Have you ever been in a...
I take 17 pills a day.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I'm good.
I figured maybe when you were young.
I'm good.
Does Ambien count?
No, actually, no. We didn't have that shit. When I was young, it was marijuana. And
and it was shitty
That
weed,
was heavy
too.
drug.
Yeah.
That was a heavy drug.
Have you ever been in a major car accident?
Yes.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No, but I've had them broken medically. They broke my legs and they reset them.
Ooh.
But no, I never.
That sounds worse.
I never fell out of a tree, and I was asleep when they did it.
Oh. All right, last one, which I kind of feel like I know the answer to. Have you ever lost your temper on set?
Yeah.
Let me. Yeah.
Preface it with
I walked off the set on Howard the Duck, and I walked off the show on Simon Birch.
Oh, yeah. I asked that of Catherine Hicks, too, and she basically laughed. She said, it was like, when don't I lose my temper on set? Yeah.
Oh, she didn't.
Oh, not during Child's Play.
Really.
She was sweet as can be there, but yeah.
Oh, no, she got a little testy, but
really,
that's only 'cause
her response to that was, however many years she did on Seventh Heaven, it was bound to happen, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, long run on a series, I can imagine.
When you're playing the minister's wife, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Was Jeremy Landon on that?
On what?
What's that name? What's he do?
Seventh Heaven?
Yes.
Was he?
Yeah. Wasn't he the older son?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the younger?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm just curious. I thought he was on that show. I didn't.
IMDb. What are you asking me for?
Yeah, it's got everything.
Yeah, I don't
everything.
know.
We got the world on our phones.
Yeah, we do. I'm looking it up.
All right, Ed, thank you so much for coming on. You've been highly requested by fans, and I'm sure they were very happy to hear you on my little silly show tonight. So thank you for calling in. I
need Alex Vincent's name to push my name, and no greater honor than having that.
Well, you're very sweet. I hope I see you soon. I know that your health is a growing concern, but as I was saying earlier, you've been tough your whole life, so just keep it up and stay positive.
We sold everything and moved into a motorhome.
I know, but you're probably loving that, though, right?
And in late 2020, we're planning on Disney World.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know.
So we're hanging out then.
It's getting closer to my area. We'll set something up. Come to the beach in Tampa.
Trying to. If you're still in the country,
yeah,
do all these cons.
I will be.
We can go fishing.
Yeah.
Get up.
All right.
Yeah, take you on the
Thank
boat.
you so much, Ed. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, Ed.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, Uzi Dre in the house.
What's up, Uz?
Uzi just walked in.
What up, dog?
Guys, thank you for listening to Ed. I was so happy to have him call in. I know you guys are so fond of him, and you are for good reason. He's a great dude.
If you would like to call in, 973-354-2447.
Yeah, someone called during that interview, but I only have one phone with that right now, so I couldn't switch over. We're not very, prepared on this show.
Yeah, just shoot a text message.
We're still figuring this out. I thought the calls would go through to that.
Yeah, we have like a voice messaging little deal over here.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to show up there. It's not
going
did.
through.
So
I
we
don't
got
know.
voice messages from somebody.
Yeah.
Before the show started.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break.
Here we go.
Let's see. Who's this?
That's a call in.
Oh, is it my mom calling again?
Call from
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, what do we do? Accept?
Press 2.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
say accept?
Dude, he
To
wakes up.
accept, press 1.
Oh,
to send a
shit.
voicemail, press 2.
Why are you sending a
Why does
voicemail?
it do that? Why is
I
it
don't
good?
know.
Hey, you're on the final note. What's up?
Hello, who am I talking to, please?
Who are who are you
Is this
trying?
Mike
Who are you
Tyson?
trying to reach? Mike Tyson? Is this Mike Tyson?
Yes, this is Mike Tyson. Is this Alex?
Dude, that's the worst Mike Tyson I've ever heard of. Yeah, this is Alex.
I take that as an insult. I'll eat your children.
You'll eat my children.
My children.
Don't you dare.
I won't talk nice to you. And
It was so nice to meet you at the conference the other week.
Because
I thought you were a very special person.
You got to go up about 3 octaves, I think.
Oh my god.
You're missing the lisp, too.
Dude, it's him. It sounds like him.
All right, so what's up, Mike?
I just wanted to say that if you wanted to be friends, we could be friends.
Yeah?
I thought you were very, very gentle.
Gentle.
Did he have soft hands? Like, how's that?
Gentle in what way?
Yeah. On the eyes?
He does have very soft eyes.
You were
I
very
agree.
soft when you gave me a hug and you didn't even know it, but my back was broken.
Oh, man.
Dude, you got to
I
put
broke my back.
in the lisp or something. I mean, we got you on here. You're not. I take your call as Mike Tyson. You're not. You got no impression at all here.
What the fuck?
All right, thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye, I love you.
That's Mike Tyson, everybody. We're going to take a break. This is the Jolly Fuckers with Custard. We'll be back. You know what? This is a live show, so it doesn't really matter. I'll play that song for you guys another time, because that just sounded like shit. That wasn't nearly loud enough. Yeah, scratch that. It's my show. If I want to do it, I'll do it right. This is Wild Eyes from Frankie and Rufus.
Same old stage, same old keep on pulling me. Keep on pulling, keep on pulling, keep on pulling me. Baby, I've been out of Montgomery.
That's Frankie and Rufus with Wild Eyes. I was going to play that other song, but it wasn't mastered, so I guess it wasn't loud enough. I'll master that, and I'll play it next week. Who is singing? Yeah, her name is Frankie and Rufus. That was from her record called What's Your Name, What's Your Story? That was mixed at my studio, AV Productions, avproductionsonline.com from Clearwater, Florida. Uzi Dre's in the house.
Yeah.
Yep. He's going to be in the hot seat here shortly. We're going to chat with him about his music
life.
and his life.
Yeah.
Very interesting life.
Talk about motivational.
Talk about motivational and redemption, which has been the topic.
Yeah.
I sent you that picture of me and Tyson, right? You saw that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Met Tyson this
He
weekend.
just called in. You missed him.
Yeah. That was the worst fucking Tyson I ever heard in my life. Who was that? Was that Jeremy?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know
who that was, but
there's rumor Gary Busey might be calling in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hope his Busey is better than his Tyson. I'm happy to have a regular impressionist on, but come on. There was no lisp. There was no high voice. It's just like, yo, what's up? This is Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, wrong guy, man.
Hey.
It's Mike Tyson.
Forget about it. I don't know who that is.
And he's like trolling me. He messaged me. I don't appreciate being put on hold. It's the only phone I have. He's calling it in the middle of Ed's interview. I'm sorry, I don't have that figured out. He's gonna troll me and then give me a shit Mike Tyson impression. Come on, man.
Maybe he's just like really high from that weed dispensary thing he's doing.
Is that what he's doing?
Oh,
we don't know. Tyson. We don't even know what we're talking about.
You don't know what Mike Tyson's up to these days?
Oh, Tyson. We were thinking about our caller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, is that even true?
You mean that wasn't the real Mike Tyson?
He didn't mention that on the boat on Thursday.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about that. I don't even know about
that. My only callers are friends of mine. I don't give out the number enough. You're on it tonight, though, Joe.
Yeah, I decided that we don't do it enough.
No.
So
we're trying to play some more audio for you guys. This is as of now an audio only show, so I realize I need to sprinkle in some more audio.
Yeah. So make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at what is it? What's the show? Final Note Live?
Final Note Live or the Final Note. Yeah, the Final Note Live.
I love how we're not 100% on that.
Instagram is the Final Note Live. A picture with Tyson and Chucky is up there. If you haven't followed us on Instagram on the Final Note Live, go follow us and you can see a picture of Tyson about to punch Chucky in the face.
Nice.
I think my comment on that was a bad man meets the baddest man on the planet.
That was cool.
Are we gonna put like progress photos up on the Instagram of like weight loss and or
Oh man,
gains?
we gotta do it.
Well,
we're gonna do it right.
I'm not putting up shirtless fucking fat
You're
pictures.
not?
No,
fuck that. I don't even have a Speedo anymore.
No,
you're not committed then.
People share things that'll end up on horror.
That's how you do it.
Horrorblog dot trollness.
Fatty.
Yeah.
Fatty.horror.
Hashtag fat has been.
I mean, fatties get
I don't
jobs
need,
and
I don't need
shows
that.
too.
I don't need that. But I'm gonna lose some weight. I really am. I have
you
I
can
have
audition
goals
for like a chef or something.
Motivation.
Who's got that kind of money
for
to
what?
have a personal chef?
No, to be a chef.
Oh,
in a movie.
What? Who's gonna be?
Where
a chef
are you going with it?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I would be a chef. I really like that. I want to go on MasterChef, as I've mentioned on the show already.
I'm just doing my best to interject humor here.
Chopped?
My bad.
No, I want to be on a Gordon Ramsay show.
Oh yeah, nice.
I want him to be like, you fucking donkey.
Yeah, this is deplorable. You call this a souffle?
You taking a piss?
Yeah, you trying to take a piss? That doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that so many times.
See, we can't do him either.
No, I could. Mike Tyson's better than that.
Yeah.
So Uzi Dre is in the house. He came by last week. We did 5 tracks. One of our mutual friends, one of these songs was like a redo, a new beat, I guess, on an old track.
That sounds like the perfect name for
and one of my friends,
an album.
Manavani, just knows every word to your music. Did you know how big of a fan he was of you?
No.
Chris Manavani really appreciates your music a lot. Yeah. He knows every word. We shot a music video together back, what was it, 2 years ago? 3?
About a year and a half.
No, shit, not a year and a half. Mikey was there. It was over 2 years ago. Yeah. We shot a music video. It was a lot of fun. We had some really attractive models and money being thrown around and strippers. And
It's online. They can watch it.
yeah, Miss. Look up Miss Uzi Dre. I kind of assistant directed the video, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I wasn't called out for that one.
And we shot a bunch of video in the
With all
studio
the
last
hot
week.
girls.
We did 5 tracks. He's going to perform one of those tracks live tonight. We're going to play another track for you called Breaking the Law that Uzi recorded here a couple months ago.
That being said, I love my wife.
Uzi's fam, though, he is, kind of, like I said, he's swept up in the charm of the Di Nicola family, which just kind of drags everybody in. It is. It's a bunch of charming motherfuckers. Ronnie and AJ and, of course, Lou.
I'm Joey's darker son.
Yeah, exactly. Joey D from Joey D and the Starlighters. Peppermint Lounge. Peppermint Twist. Yeah, something like that. He's 50s maybe, but yeah, that's Italian North Jersey. That's where it all ties in with me too.
Dude,
I'm an Italian from North Jersey. And,
when I met Uzi, he came over to my studio, and it's just me and him, and we're sitting in at that time I didn't have any sets built, so it was a big white psych room. And we started talking, and he's just like, just so real. And, and then he started just talking about his past, and I was like, this guy's going to stab me to death. I was like, what? This guy is kind of...
He's a sweetheart, though.
Yeah,
honestly.
he totally, but then you want to just...
No, you come off hard,
Yeah.
as you are. I mean, you are. You've been through it. You had a tough life, man. You've been through some shit that I hope that I never go through in my entire life. So just that alone is significant, because I've been through some shit too, and I wouldn't trade with you. But honestly, as far as it is about redemption and coming out of it on top, you have and you do, and I think you do have a good message and not just a great tone to your voice, which makes this avenue for you an obvious one, but your writing too, and the relatability that anyone who's gone through even half of what you've gone through can appreciate. We're going to get you in the hot seat here in a minute, but...
Yeah. As soon as he's done doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got...
Looks like he's setting up a drone.
Oh, he's the forever blogger. He's a vlogger. He's he's a vlogger. He's got the video going always. He's all about the hustle. He is a self-promoter. If I hired him as a full-time promoter, my studio would be booked 24/7.
Dude, he would blow. Yeah, we would be out.
Yeah.
He told me
he's kind of like me like that way. He'll call me up every other month with a brand new scheme.
Yeah,
all brand new, a whole new, well-developed.
He goes,
his girl's cracking up.
You're making horror films wrong. I said, what do you mean? He's like, I got a way to distribute and make you millions. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he told me, and he's not wrong.
No.
No,
he's got big ideas.
Yeah, we just need to get him backed. If we can find financing for him, we'd be millionaires.
I'll tell you.
Is he the hype man?
Yeah, totally.
I'll just combine the last time you spent with Uzi with the last time I spent with Uzi and say that he's very right in that he played some videos for me last time about sponsorship, about finding a sponsor in life. It's all who you know. It really is who you know.
Right.
And, I had an idea for a screenplay once that was about, happenstance, about a guy who sets up these quote-unquote coincidences to ingratiate himself in the lives of people that could really help him.
This sounds like something
and that's exactly what he was talking about, which is it is who you know. So developing those relationships is worth more than developing your product. Your product's important. What you have about yourself to offer is important, but it's equally important to get someone to sponsor you in that field, with who you know and how you get into relationships with people. And,
speaking of, if you'd like to sponsor the Final Note, contact us
if you
want to sponsor us. 354-2447.
Should I do a Patreon thing?
I don't know. You'd have to start giving shit away.
I'll tell you,
Pictures of
after
Chucky
this
and
sports thing, I
blah,
don't
blah,
want
blah.
to sell anything anymore. I felt so weird. I felt like a product over there. Like,
well, they are. They're logos, man. They're walking logos.
They are.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Nike and Adidas and other sports attire. Champion, I guess, I would assume.
Or if you want to go fishing with Alex, like that's another side business he said.
I was thinking about doing
Yeah.
that. There's
Yeah.
all these pro wrestlers down here, and I thought someone really made fun of me online. Speaking about trolls and stuff, someone really laid into me for even suggesting that idea once. They found it very pathetic for me to even suggest that.
For what?
To suggest, I didn't
Fishing
say
with a
much.
wrestler.
Yeah. Fishing with wrestlers. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's all these wrestlers down
Yeah.
here, that
What else?
would get
what
on
else
a boat
Brutus
with
the Barber
you.
Beefcake going to do?
I mean, not that he doesn't have his own things going, but why not? He'd get on a boat to go hang with some cool people that
he only
appreciate
had like
him.
most
and
of his face crushed in the water, but fuck it, he
Yeah.
ain't got nothing else happening.
he was in
I
a
have a
horrible
better
car
idea.
accident, wasn't he? At one point,
It was a boat accident.
Oh, it was a boat accident.
Well,
oh yeah.
kind of like someone was parasailing and they like a girl like kneed his face.
Oh my gosh!
Like he almost died, man. Like his face was like crushed.
It would be like if that guy collided with us that was out there.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that was fucking wild.
The guy was out of control.
I don't know how to
thing.
stop this thing.
Help me!
It was so fucking whack to watch
I
that
have an
guy.
idea.
Yeah.
Why not a
exhausting to think
floating
about.
wrestling mat out in the Gulf, and you do like these golf wrestlers out on a floating wrestling mat
They all live around here, man. Why
fighting
not?
each other out there in the
It's
water.
real, bro.
Wait,
You know
what?
I mean, brother?
A floating wrestling mat.
Say what?
Yeah, a floating mat. You bring them out there. I don't know where the
Like
fans
blood
are.
on the beach?
Sure, yeah.
But it's like they're fighting
Island
in
of-
water. Yeah.
Other words that start with I.
They throw someone out of the ring into the
It's gonna
water.
be like
Right.
a pontoon that's set up like a wrestling ring.
Right.
Don't put it past Vince McMahon. That might happen.
know?
He's
That might
starting the
happen.
XFL back up.
Oh, there you go.
What is that?
He already failed once back in like was it 2000?
It was too
2001?
early. It's like murder ball.
Yeah,
People
he
weren't
started
ready
up
for
a
it.
football
Yeah.
league that was just his own thing. I don't
Yeah,
know. It did like
I'm
one
down for
season and
that.
failed.
I think we should have a sport where it's like football, but they're on a field that parts of the field drop out like 10
you're
feet,
giving
so
away
you
our
end up
shit,
in a
bro.
hole, right? Or
Hmm.
giant pillars pop up all of a sudden, and you run into like concrete pillars.
Sounds a little dangerous, but okay. I'm
Well,
with you.
dude, it's the sport.
I'll watch people do it.
It's like rollerball meets football. I don't know what
let's
you
make
call it.
rollerball a real
All right,
thing.
switch seats with
Death
Uzi
ball.
here.
All right.
Uzi, bring that over here. Uzi Dre, ladies and gentlemen.
Uzi Dre, keeping it real.
Making his own videos here.
Oh man.
If you
Your
follow
legs
his
might be
shit,
on Periscope
it's
right
all-
now? Is that what's
search
happening?
Uzi Dre online. You'll find all his stuff, and then you'll see his footage of the studio, which always trying to get footage of us.
I like it.
All right, so hop in the seat here. We're going to talk about this upcoming release of yours. You were telling me, throw those headphones on right there. And give me that. That's in your mouth right there. Thanks.
I met Michael Jackson.
Nothing like a good blunt. This reminds me of high school, Smoking on the tracks.
Yeah, I got kicked out. You guys got a blunt. That's
I was
not
friends
fair.
with all hip-hop dudes in high school. My whole high school was hip-hop fan. And, I became a big fan of Nas and Wu-Tang, and Nas, It Was Written, is still one of the best albums I ever heard. What do you think? Do you like Nas?
What is that?
What do you think of Nas, It Was Written? That was like one of the most influential hip-hop records of my youth. And you're only a couple years
But
next to
Nas,
mine.
man. I mean, come on. You're talking
Yeah.
about Queensbridge. That's that's a guru in the game. You know what I mean? A Tupac is on another level. You feel me?
You guys hear the smoothness of this guy's voice
Yeah,
right
it's-
now, by the way?
it's-
People have been
like,
telling me
I
I have
wanna
a smooth voice. I sound... You got the smoothest voice in the fucking state, man.
I think I'm out of job now.
Yeah. No, Nas was big with me. The Firm, Foxy Brown, Wu-Tang, Ghostface Killer. That one Ghostface Killer record fucking made me in love with hip-hop.
Yeah.
That was my influence on there. Before Eminem came along and before I really found West Coast rap in general, it was those New York guys. that really caught my attention.
Yeah.
When what was your introduction to hip hop? Who was the earliest influences of your life?
Well, I have to say, man, I'm just keeping it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my dog Rob Skeezy. Like we would say, keeping it real nigga mode. You had the thing going on down south with, the Luke movement. A lot of other artists that was doing their thing down south in Miami, because everybody don't know that, we brought the bass, we brought the 808, Florida did.
Yeah.
I mean, you take it back to DJ Magic Mike. Before DJ Magic Mike, all you heard was boom, pat, boom, boom, pat.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that 808 kick where it shake your trunk. It got your neighbors mad as hell because you're shaking off grandma's family pictures off the wall.
Yeah. Did you grow up do you live your whole life in Florida?
No. I'm born and raised in Florida in Clearwater, but I've also stayed in New York, in the Bronx, South Bronx, Finley Avenue.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's me. That's North. I was North Jersey, but I was from North Jersey and a Yankee fan, so the Bronx was like.
Oh yeah, well we stayed there. We could hear the Yankees stadium crank up every time.
Sure.
So the people roaring. Yeah, you could hear it. It's that close. Feel me? But
it's nothing like it.
Yeah.
No.
That's real. A different movement, different state of mind.
Yeah.
New York state of mind.
No, it was. Yeah, New York state of mind. Yeah, hot pretzels and hot dogs on the street.
Next stuff.
Grace
food
papaya.
right now as you speak on it.
That thing lit, son.
Roll some more.
Light it up.
But you had
I can't roll a blunt.
Roll some more. She can. Somebody
So you had both Florida.
Bust it open. I roll that shit.
So why do you think this trap rap style from the South has spread out over the past few years?
Well, I'm just gonna give you my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
And my research.
Yeah.
And I know people in overseas. I know a lot of people speak Creole, Haitian, and who's in the UK and stuff like that.
Right.
When you start doing music overseas, you start seeing a difference in your style. So I also mess with a lot of DJs in the UK, and they promote me over there.
Right.
I have a nice following. So what I've learned, like if you peep out the lick with like Migos have a whole swag now. I mean, where you listen to their sound, the sound sounds like a style that they have in the UK.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. It's if you listen to it, but they're rapping in Creole. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting, yeah.
But if you listen to it, the format is the same as you hear the Migos, right?
It's kind of where the clarity of the words is not quite as important as the strength of the beat.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not wrong, Migos are, I believe, some of, if not all three of them, they're Haitian, so they know Creole. Okay. They should know Creole.
Yeah.
I mean, the Haitians that I know, they take pride in knowing their language. It's like coming up to a Latin and saying, do you know Spanish? I mean, a lot don't, but it's like almost like, how could you not know?
Sure.
Real talk.
And the overall population thinks it's a rather small group, too.
Right.
So yeah.
So that swag, like I would say, like how Migos is this swag, it's a style that, I wish I knew the name of. It's Geechee? No, it's not Geechee. It's, man, I can't think of the name of it right now. But if you get on SoundCloud, that's why I came across that. It was a group that I was checking out some stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to them. I'm like, what the fuck are they saying, man? And I'm listening to them like, are they speaking in patois or Creole? You know, I'm trying to put it together. Is it Jamaican swag or what's going on? So as I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh, okay, they're on French.
It's almost more about the musical tone of the delivery of their words than the words themselves.
And I heard Migos.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it was just in French.
Yeah.
But the format,
it doesn't matter
style,
if you know the language,
I mean?
because the words are used as another instrument.
Correct.
It's vocal melodies where you don't have to understand them.
So
that's not even the point. You're supposed to move and dance to it. You're not supposed to sit there and feel it like 90s Bronx hip hop, you know?
And being an artist, saying, okay, now as I listen to that, it's like, okay, if you're doing that in Creole, right, and you know it, and you're spitting this in French, if I can translate that in English, and I can get that same format swag in English, I've just flipped the game.
Yeah.
And that's how I saw what Migos did. That's my personal opinion. And all they did was take the swag of a Cree French swag and lyrics in the UK, brought it over here in the States, and went ham with it. So it took on real fast internationally with no problem.
And when do you think that style had influence on your music?
It didn't. I
Didn't,
mean,
you
no,
don't-
not Migos. I mean, I
Yeah.
like their swag. I like they make good music.
Right.
I mean, they made a new movement.
But it doesn't jive with you on a personal level to where
No.
I hate to, why do I use the word jive? It doesn't fit with you. And it's jive.
No.
Like, who the fuck am I?
No.
No, but seriously, it doesn't fit with you like, you know,
You got to go somewhere
it's not
with
the
it.
beat.
I'm
It's not
from
the beat of your heart
I'm from
to
the
your music.
Def Jam era.
Same thing with me.
I'm
Like
from the
I
rap
love
a lot.
all types of music, but only a certain type of music inspires me to be creative on that level.
Right.
You know, I can't write pop songs. I'm sure I could write. Whoa, what happened to my ears there? I'm sure I could write a great pop song, but I can't get myself to. I can't
I
feel
want to
it
be a rapper,
enough.
but that's not going to happen.
I'll tell you, I write a
You
lot
do
of
good
stuff.
things, man. I mean, we made movies.
A couple friends of mine really want me to be a rapper because I
wanna
do
make
write
movies,
well, but
too.
I can.
So,
It's
I mean,
way too cliche.
I just gotta write
Could
you so I
never
make
do
movies.
that.
All right. You write me rap, and I'll write you movies.
Okay, let's do
All right.
that.
Done.
Then we make the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And we in the
We got
game
our
for
own
real.
company.
Bum.
Yo. Done.
So, Uzi, your life
Yes, sir.
obviously has had an inspiration on the writing in your music.
Mhm.
You know, we talk about the musical side of things, but your writing is a big part of it, and that's what drew me to hip hop originally, as someone who considers himself a bit of a poet, despite hating using that word. Your words have meaning. Your songs are relatable, and your life has no doubt inspired the direction of your writing. How old were you when you got locked up?
Right before prom.
Wow, really?
Yeah. First offense. And judge illegally sentenced
Did you
me
have
to
a
11
date
years.
for prom?
I didn't get a chance to set that up yet.
No. Okay. Right before prom,
Yeah.
you got locked up, and you stayed locked up until when?
5 years. Then another judge reviewed what a prior judge did to me and seen that it was illegal. So
Huh.
they demand my release right then.
Okay, you were supposed to stay longer, expected to stay longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never was supposed to go. That's what the second judge was correcting the first judge's error.
Yeah.
He illegally sentenced me.
Oh my gosh.
So he basically gave me a state number when it wasn't legal to do so.
Huh.
But I mean, he's a judge. He knew he was.
But it
unable
led to
do
your
so.
early release?
Yes, it did.
And there's no, it's just a, hey, pat on the back. Sorry about that.
Yes, all bad.
My bad. Yeah. No worries. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Sorry
Move
about that.
forward. Yeah.
You didn't get any money or anything?
Nothing. 5
It's
years.
bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
no, hey.
We gave them money. You know, we had to pay them.
Oh, of
for
course.
things.
You paid money throughout the entire experience.
Yeah. They made money off their
Oh,
error
yeah.
of me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
They didn't give that money back. They didn't give you anything for your,
No.
you know. Did you, think, like, can I find a lawyer to sue the state? Like,
Well,
did you consider that at the
because
point?
Florida's a no-fault state, it's hard to find.
No fault, meaning what they say goes, and
I would
there's
assume
they're
before
not-
they let you out, they probably had
Like
you
if
sign
you
off on all that, though.
Well, no, if you research lawsuits against the state of
Yeah.
Florida,
Yeah.
which is public record, you know, and you research it, you can see the people throughout time in the state who has had issues through different entities of the state, whether it's Department of DOT, Department of Agriculture, you name it. And they had to file a suit against that department entity because the Florida is a no-fault state. The legislature has put a cap where, I mean, you can only get so much, like I think $250, a quarter of a
No-fault
mil.
state.
The only way
get a
you
whole
can
lot
get
from
more is if the governor or legislator signs off for you to do so.
No, I figured that if they were doing something like that, there was like what the West Memphis 3 as well. When they were on their way out, they were basically, all the evidence was leading to them not being guilty, but they'd already done about 20 years at that point.
Right.
So they basically told them, like, oh, we'll let you out today. You just have to sign off on all this. Just, what was
Don't
it?
sue us kind of thing?
Yeah, that's basically what they had, the
Yeah.
biggest lawsuit ever.
We'll
but
let
they
you out
wouldn't held it
today.
up in litigation.
No, who's going to not sign that? You're going to
Yeah.
let me out today?
Let you out today.
Okay.
Sign off.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to do anything.
I think
Let me
they
out
would've done
today.
something
And
like
that's
that.
what happened.
Let me
I'll
out
be
today.
like, nah,
I'll never.
dog.
Imagine that taking that stand. No, I'm not leaving. You fuckers. I'm going to sue you.
That's
And
all
it's
I
sad.
need.
And
No
it's
way.
sad.
No one would
And
do
it's-
it.
And it's sad, man, because, instead of what we all expect for it to be justice and to make sure it's keep us balanced, it's turning into a business.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And people turn, and as long as it don't affect their life, they're like, well. But they can see it. Like, if you look at Florida, man, like I said, because of the fact that it's a no-fault state.
Yeah.
Think about that. If you work for a state government entity, think about that. Like, check this out. I read one time about a case where it was a woman and her husband was on the interstate driving somewhere. And I guess it was a DOT truck that didn't properly strap the equipment down on the vehicle. A piece of that equipment came off the truck. And as you know, on the interstate, you're moving.
Yeah.
80, 90, 100 miles an hour, depending what state.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It went through the windshield and struck her husband and killed him.
Oh, man.
They crashed. She was injured. She lost her husband. And because of that, they weren't able to also get compensation to even help with a lot of things. So everything, all the burden of the loss of her loved one and all this stuff was put on her. And that's not right.
I'll tell you, I travel a lot.
You know what I mean? The state of Florida is well on making sure they compensate off the residents of this state and even visitors.
Yeah.
Why isn't it that you shouldn't be as well equal to the people who live here and pay the money to be here?
Florida has more complaints about their legal system than I gotta think any state.
You might well call us like Vegas.
In this country.
Shit. We just got
I've been all
palm
over the
trees
place,
and
and people. It's like notorious. People notoriously complain.
Yeah.
I remember meeting a guy in a connecting.
It's like what I'm saying. Check this out. Like the judge, for example, that's illegally sentenced me. Now think about this. You're a judge.
Right.
You know what you're doing to me isn't right.
Sure.
How many cases do you handle a day?
Of course.
Hundreds.
Doesn't care.
So you illegally sentenced me, and then guess what happened? Before the 5 years were up, which kind of put the attention on, let's review his cases. That same judge was also caught downloading child pornography in the courtroom chamber computers.
Oh man, did he get removed?
But think about that. He was caught downloading child pornography in the courtroom chambers.
And he's passing judgment on other people.
And he sent me as a child.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah.
To
17.
Prison.
Yeah.
First time ever in trouble. First
Yeah.
offense. How does that make anything sound rational?
No.
No, because he's a fucking lunatic.
That right then, as a child, he made me making a shift in my life.
I'll tell you,
where
I
had
have
to make different adjustments in my life.
You know, if people under the age of 18 break the law, there should obviously be consequences for the laws that you break. I mean, you know, you're made aware of the law. If you are aware of the law, you are responsible for the times that you break the law. But it is very unfortunate and insurmountable, it seems, this idea and this reality that people right before they turn 18, I'm not talking about people who kill someone or something like that, but people right before they turn 18, they make a mistake, they get put into the legal system. Mm-hmm. And once you're in that system, you are set up for failure. You are not set up for redemption or to succeed. I mean, I find the whole prison life incredibly fascinating for a few reasons. Number one, that show Oz was my favorite show on television ever. And I don't know if someone who's lived through it finds that show relatable at all or if it was too fictional, but I adore that show. But I have I'm claustrophobic. Okay. So my prison to me is a fear, not just for holding your own and the isolation and the being away from everything you care about and all that, which is plenty to fear. I have also an irrational fear on top of that of I'm going to lose my mind if I'm trapped in a small place. So if I ever get sent to prison for anything, that's an additional thing for me. And I guess everyone has that to a degree. But, you know, I have it where I want to walk off airplanes sometimes where I got to get out of cars. It's irrational, and I know that. But maybe that leads to my fascination with prison because I have an extra fear of it.
It's something to be afraid of.
It should be, right?
Damn right.
It is. It absolutely is.
I mean, hey, it's real, man.
What was the number one thing? What was the number one positive thought that you could keep for yourself to get you through the time that you did there?
Thinking about the people who love you, and you got to make it back to them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
When
What's
you
your
have
favorite
moments,
way of making a jailhouse burrito?
Man, shit.
That's a real thing everywhere, I bet, huh? A jailhouse burrito?
Yeah.
What is that?
He fucking knows.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, you know, the simplest thing could taste like a steak and a lobster, man.
Sure, man.
I'm serious.
I don't doubt
and
that
then you
at
learn
all.
to appreciate it later when you actually have that opportunity again. It's like, what the hell was that when you taste it again?
There's
You feel
different
me?
methods of making them, but essentially, like oodles and noodles or ramen noodles.
I swear I don't want to sit near the ramen noodles. Some of my partners, man, they do time. They fuck with them ramen noodles. Fuck that.
You crush up like some Cheetos and or some like nacho cheese Doritos.
Yeah, I got
You're
time
gonna mix it
for
with
all
that,
that.
make it into like a thick paste. You let it dry out. That's your basic recipe for a jailhouse burrito. But
Keep it simple.
motherfuckers will get creative.
You know what I do? I give you high cholesterol.
Yeah, well,
High blood pressure.
That's how you get all
Fuck
that sodium, man. That's how you get those muscles going.
Were you in the best shape of your life when you walked out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
imagine
mean,
so.
you're doing like 1,000 push-ups in 45 minutes type shit.
What
And
else you
sets
gonna
of
do?
50
You might as
or
well,
maybe
yeah.
100.
I can do
type.
1,000 push-ups in 45 years.
You mentioned something to me that I found very interesting when I was recording you last week. You know, people have different styles. Some people want to get punched in a lot throughout the track, or just do the hooks first and then do the verses separate. And you pretty much go straight through. A lot of people take that approach. They go straight through, and then we go in, cut it out. You know, make it sweet and all that. But you made a good point, because I said, man, you're really good at just live going through this track. Yeah. And you made a point. You said,
You don't
dude,
forget
we
nothing,
were
man.
battling on the yard.
You don't forget anything.
You think I don't know how to, you know, going live, that meant, you know, everything at that point. That was, I had something to prove. Like, I couldn't fuck up and just say, you know, oh, my bad, let me start that over. That wouldn't go over very well.
You fuck around and you get on that yard if you want to, and you
Yeah.
make people stop what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
By playing basketball, don't give a damn, cards, horseshoes, handball, you know, things, whatever's available.
Yeah.
And they feel they want to stop what they're doing and listen what the hell you're saying, and that shit trash, you have been barred.
Yeah.
You
Let me
hear
ask you this.
Straight up.
Let me ask you
If
this.
it'll lead to a bitch talking some crazy shit and it leads to an altercation.
If I were to go to jail for a couple years, prison for a couple years, would the fact that I was Andy from Child's Play help me or hurt me? Would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. That's what we're gonna do. God damn it, we're gonna keep it real
That's why I
important at all
asked.
times.
That's why I asked.
Well,
I went in for drugs, let's say. Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Well, we'll just keep it real because of the fact that you know you do have some credibility to you as you know being in movies, man. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
man, you're a celebrity.
But would that make me a
This is-
target or like someone that they'd appreciate?
Listen, wickedness is move, however.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. Doesn't matter if you're rich.
It's still
doesn't
on
matter
me
if
and
you're
how
poor.
I
It's
act
just
and how I come
wickedness
across.
comes when it comes. You just got to watch out and be ready.
Sure, yeah.
But the thing is, because of the fact you have some celebrity status or something like that behind you on that, the state or wherever you're at or
Yeah.
government is
Yeah.
going to make sure they take the precaution of like, look, this is a well-known person. It could lead to issues where it could be a problem.
Yeah.
For the population.
So you think
for their
I'd be in,
safety
like,
of
the
us
J
and
cell
staff,
or something,
yeah,
like,
man,
away
they're
from
gonna,
everybody else.
They're going to put you in fucking protective custody.
Yeah,
They're going to put you in a
I'm
fucking
gonna be with
room.
a bunch of dirty cops and
That's a good point. Like,
no, you're going to be stuck in your bathroom.
Oh.
Well, also, I could assume
that's-
like maybe the staff in the jail, like the guards, are probably gonna be like, I like Chucky. Let's go put him over in this pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. They're going to put you in a room the size of your bathroom. Just imagine your tub. Your tub.
No,
No,
I
seriously,
can't.
listen.
I can't imagine.
Your tub is your bed, right?
Yeah.
You already got your sink. Where your sink is at? That's your sink and your. That's your sink, and your toilet.
Yeah.
So that's your room.
That's it.
Ain't nothing but cold water.
They open
Enjoy.
that goddamn door and slide your food in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
rec
type
time is rec time like gym class?
What you mean
kinda?
rec time?
You
If
didn't
in
get that
shit
at all.
What you mean?
There was none
Think
of that.
about this.
Where were you?
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
You're a prison guard.
Right.
And I have to. We're all in a room.
Yeah.
You're watching probably 200-300 motherfuckers in separate rooms.
Yeah.
Maybe some got two
I
in
don't
it.
want. I don't want rec.
Some
time.
has one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And you and your wife just got into an argument before you came to work, and when you come on, you're responsible to make sure everyone eats breakfast.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, and somebody, as soon as you come on, they talk shit.
Yeah.
Last shift that just left was being assholes, immature, whatever.
Yeah.
set everyone off. Everyone's already mad because they're
all,
locked up.
Yeah, of course. So yeah,
They're hurt.
anything will fire them
depressed.
up.
Yeah,
The simplest thing will fire them
anything.
up. Sure.
Letting them fire the guys up for you, or the women.
Yeah.
And here you go. You're trying to come through, and they're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Pussy ass mother. I mean, so shit.
Yeah.
My
You could say whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I keep forgetting, bro. Because you know, listen, when you go on other radio stations,
Yeah,
you got to behave.
Nah, this is my show.
That's
You
why.
do whatever
Okay,
you want.
that's what I'm talking about. The Alex Benson show. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
There are no fucking
Because when I
rules
went on
here.
90, when I went on Wild and 88 and so on, you know, you got to behave.
No, I've been playing
Yeah, you
Tyson
can't-
talking
you
about
can't, like,
fuck me till you love me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's what I tell all the ladies.
That's yeah. All right, so we're gonna get you in the studio. I get you in the live room here. I want you to do this track, "Real Ghetto Boys." What? All right, we're gonna take a break anyway. I'm gonna play "Breaking the Law" first, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take. Let's see how I got this pulled up. Yeah, this is a track that we recorded at the studio. What a while back. I don't know. "Breaking the Law." What's this track about? Breaking the law.
Basically, what you hear is just a preacher speaking upon issues that we had in a riot here in St. Petersburg in Pinellas County, Florida, back in 96, 97.
Yeah.
Because St. Pete cop, I believe, had shot a 15. If I remember correctly. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but it was a child.
Yeah.
Behind the wheel of a car. He stopped. He was surrounded. What he did, he took him on a high-speed chase and got to where he was by a lot of people in the public. Because you have to think of all the history of what police do to young people of color.
Right.
He wanted to be somewhere where people could see what they were going to do.
Hmm.
So when he finally made it to where it was a lot of people, you know, outside in public, then he stopped the car. They surrounded the car, and they just let off their firearms and just shot the kid up in the car because they said that the car was rolling towards an officer, not driving.
No gas. Yeah.
He was in park, and he said he came off the brake, and he was rolling. So they just started.
They shot
shooting.
him.
They just shot the car up and killed him.
What year was
And
this?
This was like 96, 97.
Okay.
You can Google it.
Yeah.
The riots of St. Petersburg,
what
Florida.
happened to that cop?
Yeah. And
What happened to him?
same thing always happens to the cops when they shoot a kid
Nothing.
or something. It's paid leave.
Yeah.
Hell, you can't even as a telemarketer.
Unpaid vacation
A
for a
telemarketer
week.
can't even get a paid leave.
Yeah.
Shit. And all they do is make people mad on the phone. These people take lives and they actually, you know what I mean? For real, how do you think about that? I mean, for real, you take someone, you can't bring that back.
Yeah.
It's not even like beating them up. You take them away from all the people that love them and just won't bring them
So
back.
he stole a car.
Yeah.
But everyone,
I know.
I'll say this like this.
Every incident is its own story.
Well, this is what
and
you
everything-
notice. If you notice this, and I do research on it because you always try to find a way to make things better. I do.
Yeah.
I have to say that I like the way the sheriff departments of every state kind of put down, because if you pay attention, a lot of the sheriff departments have a lot of less issues with those issues. Reason being because they have a higher standard of
sheriff department as opposed to a local cop.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they have a higher
County.
standard
Yeah.
of what they require
Small
for
town
you to
cop.
actually be one.
Sure.
They have PT.
Better training.
Yeah,
Better-
we want PT, physical training. You want to make sure that you can
Sensitivity
actually
training.
do what you need to do.
Precaution
physically
training,
to
yeah.
Protect yourself even, and not just even a person of the public, but even yourself.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that's in place. Educational wise, we'll make sure you have psychological evaluations. We want to make sure that you are able to multitask. All these things go into
Yeah.
play. But if you think about the local city departments, you go down there, you fill out your paperwork, you go through a few things, and next thing you know, they have somebody out on the road in a vehicle with a firearm, and they don't even know if they're on medical medication that can cause psychological imbalance. But they have a firearm.
I start Monday.
Wait, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guarantee the sheriff is going to know about it. They're going to know what type of medications you're on. They're going to know what you have going on in your life like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the things we think about.
They vet people, man.
You have kids, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to know if your child's teacher was on some type of medication that would cause her or him to be psychologically unbalanced?
Of course.
Yeah, but all teachers are on
There's no requirement to tell anyone,
So
though.
when you want someone who's walking around with a firearm to do so?
They're at the school now.
Yes.
There's
I
an
would.
elementary at my daughter's elementary school. There's a dude who's got to be 400 pounds walking around with a gun on his hip, and I was like, this guy couldn't stop a fucking tortoise, let alone a team of people if they were to ascend on the building.
I have an unpopular thought about gun use. I think you should get I think you should need references to own a gun.
Go up and just
I
take his
think
gun
two
from
people
him.
that
I just
know
think
you
people
need to
need to
vouch
take
for
his
you.
I just
and say,
think
you
they
know
need
what?
to take
yeah,
it more
he
seriously.
can handle a gun.
And stop overlooking it.
Yeah.
They just need to really take it seriously and stop overlooking things that are very obvious, been obvious for years.
Sure.
And stop it.
Yeah.
It's a job. If you, as a business owner, you do something wrong, would not the state come at you and penalize you?
Yeah.
Fine you?
Without jumping to conclusions. You
So,
know, oh, they're
it needs
taking
to
our
be-
guns away. They're trying to disarm
Yes.
us. You're
Now, don't
jumping
get me
to
wrong,
a
I have family. I have-
unnecessary conclusion. No one's taking it there.
Well, you don't want to uproar and ruffle feathers. Now, hear what I'm saying. I have family members in law enforcement, whether they're attorneys, whether as far as law enforcement, enforcing the law. But I know one thing. They take honor and dignity in the ethnics and also to make sure that they protect the people.
Yeah.
They're not on trying to toss weight around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not on the...
Well, that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
That's where dirty cops fuck, or shitty cops, not necessarily dirty, even just shitty cops fuck it up for the good cop. A good cop is an
Thank you.
amazing thing.
Thank
It's
you.
a great thing.
Yes.
It's something every culture, every group, everybody can
Yep.
get behind. A
But
great
then when you
cop
get that
is a
one
great
that
thing.
gets on the Christian, you have a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's work. It's a job. So, you know.
All right, that's a good intro for Breaking the Law. We're going to play Breaking the Law right now, and then we're going to get him in the live room. Oop, my bad. Uzi Dre is going to perform a track, Real Ghetto Boys, live. But first, this is Uzi Dre with Breaking the Law.
The people rose up and met him with a fierce armed resistance, you understand? A serious resistance, you understand? Because they intended, first, they failed in their attempt to isolate us politically, criminalize us, and shoot us off the prison. They failed. Then they tried to create a situation where they could provoke something that would allow them to attack us militarily. They were going to win it, get rid of us by a military attack. And when they attacked us militarily, they got their asses kicked by the people right there.
I second notion that hip-hop music saved my life, so I gotta stay loyal to her and label her as my wife. A lot of my homies are doing life, or they're walking the road. In the ghetto, life is fast, but in the pen, life is slow. Metaphors, I let them flow through the phone by text message. And talking in hip-hop is the best form of street communicating. The street life gets ill, like symptoms of the flu. So I spit medicine behind the beats for the hood to hear me through. Now it's just a small few rappers who can talk to the people. If you live right through the ghetto, then relate and it's simple. Every wrinkle on my face represents my guts and my glory. Also how close I come to being there, building my ghetto story. If I'm blessed to see 40 still walking the streets living free, then I'm a prime example of how prayer can work for people like me. I'm spitting life with the message to the Lord for forgiveness. Cause every day I fight the spread of a poverty illness. What's the disease? Breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. I do what I do because, like I said, money is the topic. So I stay ready to take part in something so tragic. Semi-automatic completes my soldier uniform, black from head to feet, camouflaging, ready to hit these niggas hard like a Manny Fresh beat. Take heed to the swag, cause I bang without a color rag. All about my gangster moving with force to avoid a body bag. Blue still makes a nigga pants sagging, niggas stay out here holding, patrolling through the ghetto like 5-0 to take what you've been earning. Hands on training is the best form of learning about violence. Thank the Lord I haven't been a victim trapped in the killer's presence. Real ones move in silence until the release of the round. But not always, cause nowadays they hit with no flash and no sound. By the time your body done touch the ground, multiple shots done toward tissue. Bodies turning up, proving niggas are dead serious about the issue. Crooked cops could care less if you're Hindu, Hebrew, Catholic, or Christian. Especially if the cop behind the gun cold-blooded like Bin Laden. Breaking the law, breaking the law.
This military, they got your asses kicked.
Breaking the law.
The people rose up and met up with a fierce armed resistance. You understand?
Breaking the law.
Serious resistance. You understand? Because they intended first, they failed in their attempt to isolate us politically, criminalize us, and shoot us off in prison. They failed. Then they tried to create a situation where they could provoke something that would allow them to attack us militarily. They were going to win it, get rid of us by a military attack. And when they attacked us militarily, they got their asses kicked by the people right there.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Uzi Dre in the live room. We got his song pulled up here. Now, this is a song that you released previously. We got a new beat for it, new approach. It's a great track. Absolutely love your tone on this track. So, you're going to slay it. Are we ready to roll in there, Joe? All right. All right, here we go. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right, Uzi Dre live on the final note. This is Real Ghetto Boys. Uzi Dre.
Every night I'm in the kitchen smoking herb and cooking up dope. Doubling ounces of cocaine with baking powder soap. Cause pushing narcotics seems to be my last and only hope for me to make a future for my son and pay his way through college. Putting my freedom on the edge by serving cocaine as a hustle is the only thing that's keeping me from taking shit by the muscle. When I'm done cooking, I place the ounces of crack cocaine on a plate. Then pick up the phone to call all of my dogs and tell them I'm straight. A little over 28 grams is what I'm selling for $5.50. I'm serving to all the races, my close friends and even family. More money is all I'm hearing in my head. Know the feds are watching my every move, but I gotta get this bread. A lot of people that raised me is now addicted to this shit. Now they bring their checks to me because from me they rather get it. I serve with no remorse in my hood all day long. To my supplier I'm a weak one, but in my hood I'm one of the strong. So I keep my ears and eyes open for all these hating niggas that's watching how I work and telling my biz to authority figures. In the meantime, as long as business is popping, I'll keep on serving straight up until I better my ways of living, nigga. As a ghetto boy, real ghetto boys get stuck up in this game. From bowling with hustlers, pimpsters, and G's. So for all you ghetto boys out there making fast cheese, if you don't stay strong, you're gonna drop to your knees. Real ghetto boys get stuck up in this game. From bowling with hustlers, pimpsters, and G's. So for all you ghetto boys out there making fast cheese, if you don't stay strong, you're gonna drop to your. It's getting rough on the street, so I keep my little friend out my side at all times. I'm diagnosed with insomnia from the drama of old crimes that I committed, in the way I did it has luckily kept me free from the hands of the law. Spelt in the handcuffs and shackles, I'm still stuck in the cycles of violent crimes as a gangster in my hood. So far everything is going good, but I still pray and knock on wood, keeping the memories of when the SWAT team came and got me. From pushing kilo bricks of narcotics in my city for US currency, now I hardly trust anybody. Can you blame me, partner? The first chance that I get, it's a must that I brah on the informer for pointing the finger at a true neighborhood go-getter. I'm charging it all to the game, so I make it all back later. Niggas are getting desperate as we suffer more from poverty. In the deadly games we play, I put my life on the line to get get this money. As years slowly turn, more niggas burn marijuana to calm their nerves, cause now it's more drama than a gangster bitch with ass and curves. Cops are killing niggas and niggas are killing one another. So if I show a sign of weakness, then I'm a dead motherfucker. When I'm face to face with these cops in the middle of ghetto riots, I'll keep them in hot pursuit when I see them throwing the disco lights. On the streets I have no rights, so automatically I'm a victim. Stuck in a bunch of hope trying to raise up from the very bottom. I live my days as they sum, from sunrise to lights out. Sleeping with my weapon because so many haters wanna take me out. Oh yeah, real ghetto boys get stuck up in this game. From bowling with hustlers, pimpsters, and G's. So for all you ghetto boys out there making fast cheese, if you don't stay strong, you're gonna drop to your knees. Real ghetto boys get stuck up in this game. From bowling with hustlers, pimpsters, and G's. So for all you ghetto boys out there making fast cheese, if you don't stay strong, you're gonna drop to your knees. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Killed it, man.
It's real life. Something nigga relate to in every ghetto worldwide. Real ghetto boys. Give a damn South America, Central America, Italy, goddamn it, Spain, you name it, Asia, South Africa, all over. Wherever it's ghetto, speak that language. All relatable.
I love how that track ends. Uzi, thank you, man. Oh, you killed it. Cool, guys. I don't know who's still with us live, who's listening, but hopefully, guys, if you're not here now, you'll catch up on YouTube. It's a fun night. We covered a lot of things. Talked about a lot of different things tonight.
All over the place.
All over the place tonight. Hold on, let me turn your mic back on, Mikey.
Mike.
All right, your mic's on.
Sad face.
Awesome. That was great.
I still never got that recipe for his jailhouse burrito.
I knew you were gonna slay. I knew he was gonna slay that, and he did. That was awesome. Cool. We got a couple good shots of that with the camera too. So
yeah, my favorite
once we
part
put
is
out
going in there and shooting the
video.
artists.
Yeah, once we put out last week's, get that finished, then we'll put out this week's, and yeah, I appreciate you guys enjoying the videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
thanks,
are they
man.
watching them?
Kill that. Appreciate it very much.
I can't wait to see this one, man, because the shit he said at the end is amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, he's like,
we're gonna make a nice video out of it.
Yeah, it's gonna
awesome.
be beautiful. Be art. Yeah.
And then you're gonna hustle it all over the damn internet like a pro.
Yeah,
man, you are a pro at that.
And make us
talk about motivation.
$10.
So, you know, tonight's episode was supposed to be about, or is about in part about motivation.
Motivation.
And
creativity.
You are as motivated as anybody. You're able to get yourself going. And that's great. You know, you're always coming up with something, and you always have the energy to go through with it.
I work with stars. Let me look at you guys.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
It's Nerdy Tech and Andy. It's not that big.
Yeah. Hey.
All right. So anyways.
I can get it.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dolphins were literally jumping out of the water trying to get pictures with Alex and Joe. All right,
they were. Those Dolphins weren't fucking around.
Trying to rape us.
I got a boat for tomorrow in Tampa. We might go. We might have another boating story tomorrow.
What time?
I have a boat for Sunday
Daytime.
too, out of Tarpon
man.
Springs. But tomorrow I have a boat out of Tampa. If you guys are down, it's a 3-fish day on the tides for fishing chart.
Listen,
is that good?
You got to come out too, man.
Epic,
Yeah, we
What's
will.
a
See,
3-fish
he's
day?
already scheming right now. He got new plans. He's building plans right now.
Yeah, he's like, all right, let's see.
Fishing and these guys. I'm gonna put this together 2 + 2. We're gonna make this happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm calling you up tomorrow. We're gonna have a meeting on Friday.
Yeah.
It's a 3-fish day.
I love
What
it.
does that mean?
A 3-fish day. The Tides for Fishing website judges every day based on the moon or whatever.
Is it like a 1 to 5 scale?
It's
Like,
a
what is this?
0 to 3 scale.
Oh, so it's good.
Yeah, it's the
Doing
highest.
this.
Yeah, it's the highest
Get
level
me
it
some.
gets.
I want a fucking shark, Alex.
What time we going?
It would be out of Tampa at like 9:30 a.m.
Oh my God!
That's
you're
very, very
Jesus.
early.
10.
I could be there
Maybe.
10.
I got to talk to the wife.
Where at in Tampa?
I went last week.
I don't
I'm
exactly
not sure I can
remember.
get 2 weeks in a row.
Freedom Boat Club, Tampa.
I'll look.
Sponsored by Freedom Boat Club.
Hey, you need a boat? They got them.
You want to hit the water, folks? You'll be
Alex
out.
will show you around. He knows all the spots. He knows where the fish are at.
I mean, I'll
They're
take the
over
sponsorship.
there.
If they want to
Apparently
hop
they're
on
Tampa
board, I'll
tomorrow.
take it. All right. I have a story to tell you. First, I wanted to wrap up my thoughts on motivation.
We run late tonight, sir.
Yeah, we went late. Today's topic of motivation is one that I certainly cannot preach about because it's something that I struggle with constantly. How do we find the motivation to manifest our brain's best version of ourselves? A version that chooses the disciplined and deliberate decisions over compulsive and destructive ones. How do we bridge the gap between the best we can be and simply being? I, for one, am often inclined to take the lazy route and enjoy the present with little concern or preparation for the future, and I know many people live that way. If they're like me, they only really enjoy the present with a certain level of guilt and stress attached to not pushing themselves to their highest potential. So, how do we straddle that fence, and how do we put the right amount of focus on our present and the right amount of focus on our future? It seems to me that we often need to find the motivation to motivate ourselves, and that's what I deal with all the time. Like, I want to be motivated, I plan to be motivated, I map it out to be motivated, and then I have to motivate myself to be motivated.
You spend all that time mapping.
Yeah, which is difficult and tricky. Setting a structure to life, it can be rewarding, but to me, I mean, it feels limiting and tiresome and constricting. There's other obstacles that get in the way of motivation, notably depression and stress and mental health, physical health, and insecurity, lack of confidence, and a lack of clearly defined goals and aspiration. But for me, though, the challenge is not defining my goals, because I know them very well, but struggling with the confidence in my ability to achieve them and valuing what they're even worth to me anyway. If I'm going to waste my time, I'd rather do it being lazy than working hard. But I've learned that whether I want to waste time or not, it's not slowing down, and it's never going to reverse. This time that we all have to reach our goals is constantly dwindling, and we're running out of it. And our present quickly becomes our past, while our future rapidly becomes our present. The clock is always ticking, and our futures are always the responsibility of our present. And I never quote my own poetry, because I'm not that pretentious, I guess. Maybe I am. But I wrote an old poem that ends like this. So choose the right path. This moment won't last. Don't live in a life where your present's the past. And I think that's something I'm struggling with right now. Because it's hard to find the motivation to reach the best in yourself. It's easy to see that finish line and see where you want to get yourself. But it takes a discipline every day that I have a hard time getting myself past and getting myself set in when I know that I should. And I know that if I did, it would be rewarding. But I'm too busy trying to reward myself in the now than set up my future. I think that's a tough thing that we all struggle with. Yeah.
I gotta love me my cookies and cupcakes. That's my now present to myself.
Yeah, the cookies and cupcakes are done for me. So
I'm gotta have them, especially now.
Don't drive through life.
I gotta
look
take
at the rearview mirror.
We gotta catch some fish so I can eat
like
some fish
on,
for a week.
Level 9 train ride right now. I don't know where you're at, but Denny's is calling my name.
Yeah, no, I can't do Denny's. I can't do it. Waffle House, it's out.
Dude, I haven't eaten
a month. A month of.
You can get eggs. At
30
Waffle
days
House.
of commitment here. Yeah, you could get eggs. I know. I could go hang out at Waffle House and I never go to Waffle House.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't been to Waffle House in
Waffle House.
Maybe we'll catch some fish tomorrow, and if we don't, we'll go to Waffle House.
Sad ending.
I did want to tell us
hot-ass
one more
day.
story from this weekend before we go.
Where's my? See, you got all the buttons.
I got all the buttons. No, that's a good one. So I didn't have any weed, right? I landed.
This is the dugout.
I landed outside of DC, and DC has dispensaries that honor your Florida medical card. So I could have gone to the dispensaries, but I landed at like 4:30 p.m. on a Friday, and it was 30 miles into DC at rush hour to the closest dispensary. So I would have had to convince the person picking me up to take a 2.5 hour trip to go get me weed when I'm there for like 48 hours. It felt too... I didn't push it, so I didn't have any weed, and that was fine. But, so then some guy was hanging out. He's a nice guy, and I do appreciate the offer. I still have to tell this story. He said, hey, I got some weed. You want to smoke? I said, yeah, I'd love to. I've been dying to.
Yeah.
He goes, come on, I got a spot on the side of the hotel. So
you gotta be smoking his
like,
dick.
all right, so I walk over to the spot on the side of the hotel, and he pulls out one of those dugout one-hitter things, chillum things.
I don't know what this is.
It's like a little stupid contraption that has like broken up weed in it, and you like dip this little cigarette-looking one-hitter thing in it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a ceramic cigarette-looking thing that takes about a
small
mini bowl of weed.
It's
in
nothing.
It.
You need like 48 of them to get
And
high.
despite it not being good weed, you know, this is all he had. And beggars can't be choosers, so I still thanked him and I hit it.
Yeah.
And the first hit I took, a quarter-sized gooey gob of straight black resin
Just saying
sucked
that makes
through
me
the
wanna
thing
vomit.
right into my mouth, filling my entire mouth. And I just pulled out like a gummy bear of straight resin out of this thing.
You should have just swallowed it.
I swallowed it. I almost threw up. My hands were covered in this shit. I'm spitting it uncontrollably. Like, I'm like dying. And this guy's like, oh, I gotta clean this. I was like, yeah.
Clean this.
It was the
Bitch, I
most
need to get to a
sickening
hospital.
thing. I wanted to never smoke pot again.
Yeah, that's a
far as
bad
I was concerned.
experience.
It was horrifying. It was horrifying.
I would almost have to get shot while smoking not to want to smoke ever again.
Next time I see someone with one of those dugout things, I'm like, I'm good, man.
Just punch him in
I
the face.
appreciate it, but no. It was nice of him. He's a nice guy, if you're listening, which you're not. But
Yes,
you were a
Steve.
nice guy. I appreciate it. But, oh, man, that was the dirtiest, most disgusting pot experience I can remember.
Gross.
It was really bad.
I don't know why I did it like that.
It's pretty
That's
hilarious.
So this dude, John Wayne, his name's John Wayne, recorded at my studio about a year ago or something like that. He might be bringing his band in next week.
Nice.
So we might have him.
That's an unfortunate
I'm
name
not
to
sure
have.
who our guest is going to be, but we'll figure that out. Who's listening here? Anyone here?
Like, I got confused the other day because
Yeah,
I read an
Scooby
article.
snacked my ass. It was fucking gross, man.
I got confused the other day because I'm a big Tech
Talk
9
about
fan.
edibles. Ugh.
Do you listen to Tech 9?
No.
Tech Nina?
Yeah,
Not
no.
Tech 9.
I'm familiar, but
Okay, so there's another Tech 9 who got charged with child pornography and endangerment of a child, and
Right.
he was going to go to court. Well, he died, right? But I read this article where they confused Tech 9 and Tech 9. So it was a very interesting read. Apparently they don't know what they're talking about. So I thought that was relatable in some way, but now that
was the wrong Tech 9 is what you're saying?
Yeah, it was Tech 9 with the number 9 and not Tech Nina with its N9NE.
Wait.
If anyone cares.
What?
You know. Tech
Dead
9.
air.
So it's
Dead
not
air.
the right Tech 9.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's doing something over here with his thing, and I'm talking about Tech 9.
I'm over here behind the door doing something with my
What
thing.
you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I've been wanting to fit that in for a
Yeah,
while,
thank
so thanks,
you.
Joe.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for
Sounds
joining us.
Good night.
Uzi Dre, thanks for coming on. I want to thank Ed Gale. I want to thank anyone who tuned in live. This will be up on YouTube. I almost said Netflix. This will be up on YouTube, and we'll have the
Netflix.
video from
Joe's
Uzi's
got that
performance.
Netflix hookup, bro.
I'm on Netflix.
You're on
I'm
Netflix. You're like Netflix's
You are too. Culture
nerdy
Check
tech.
is on.
That's
We're
true.
both on Netflix.
We're both
right
on
now.
Netflix.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
High five.
All right, check us out on Netflix and check Mikey Wells out in his
On these nuts.
Yeah. There you go.
Or just go to my Instagram. That's
Go to
cool,
his
too.
Instagram.
Do it, ladies.
Yeah, ladies.
I'll show you guys all how to like do butt selfies in the picture or in the gym mirrors. It's my second favorite thing.
Good night.
All right, good night, guys. See you next week. See you next Wednesday. This is I'm just gonna play another "You Are a Toy" song because I love them. This is a track
Don't you
recorded,
bury 'em.
mixed, mastered at my studio, avproductionsonline.com, Clearwater, Florida. This is "You Are a Toy" with a New World, and this was the final note. See you next week.
Let's call it destiny or karma. Might the simple laws of life be hard at work inventing drama? Just another scar to find. No matter what it takes to charge up, being ignorant and blind can ill afford to pay the piper. So the piper lets it ride till the piper's had enough. Then presses decency aside. Turns the stress and simple weakness to provoke a suicide. Any mind of any kind, anytime I feel a spine, as if I'm standing here with courage, as if I'm not the reason why. I don't hate you anymore. I just feel so fucking sorry. I feel so fucking ugly. I don't feel so pure. I won't blame you anymore. It's a new world I'm dying in. It's a new world. Alright, mindset attention, cause I can't bear to speak again. From all I've been through all I can, with every failure in between, this is a testament of spite. To every pain I feel inside is jubilation and a sign. Just recognize that I have died. You don't notice that I've gone, that I have given up the right to search for mind by sight. Every notion of a smile, all the while you're the ones who sought to label me a liar. In the end, it's the beginning. There is no truth, just compromise. I don't hate you anymore. I just feel so fucking sorry. I feel so fucking ugly. I don't feel so pure. I won't blame you anymore. It's a new world I'm dying in. It's a new world. It's a new world. It's all in order now. Moment after moment, as I look into the eyes of distant mirrors and memories, somehow, some way becomes ever more clear. I am just as miserable, just as insignificant as the day after that, and the day after that. I don't hate you anymore. I just feel so fucking sorry. I feel so fucking ugly. I don't feel so pure. I won't blame you anymore. It's a new world I'm dying in. It's a new world. It's a new world. It's all in order now. I just feel so fucking sorry. I feel so fucking ugly. I don't feel so pure. But I won't blame you anymore. It's a new world I'm dying in. It's a new world. And it's a new world. It's all in order now.
This has been The Final Note. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.